All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am back. Part two. I had to restart my computer. Everything just kind of lagged out. It's been a while since I restarted it though, so I'll, uh, I'll give the old MacBook a pass for that one. It's definitely being tasked with a lot of things. Running 3 monitors, streaming, all kind of stuff. So you get a pass. All right, where are we at? We were trading QTTB in the replay sim. I think it'll pick me up right where we left off, actually. Yep. Shout out to Trader Sync with an awesome replay sim. Bring back my checklist. Use that, and we'll use that. Also, yeah, the only thing about the replay is you only get access to it with the mid tier and the higher tier subscription. Um, which I mean, these journal things are really expensive. So I always buy it during Black Friday and get the whole year for like 60% off or something like that. But it's so worth it to me. Like I can trade anytime. And you can adjust the playback speed to super slow to super fast, and you can make it print one candle at a time if you want. It's pretty cool. And you got your order book over here, which is yeah, it's through my journal. Yeah, you just hit this replay market replay button right here, and it pops open this window, and select your date and time and your ticker, and do your thing. Do your thing. Wonder if this could be the entry. Taking that right off there, taking that. You could do that. I feel like it's gonna have one more dip though. Yo, what up, Bobby? Nah, this is Trader Sync. Trader Sync. I got a link in the description if you want to check it out. But yeah. Yo, Bobby, what you up to today, man? I gotta get some reps in. Hmm. Man, take that joint to the car wash. That's what's up. What part of the world you in, Bobby? It's too cold to be washing cars where I'm at. I had to defrost the windshield this morning, man. Georgia? Oh, okay, down south. A little warm down there, huh? Oh, on the half and whole dollars. I got you. Loganville. Hmm. Man, I used to want to visit ATL, but I don't know if I'll ever go to ATL. The reputation is not inviting. Yeah, Bobby. They say you can't even walk through the mall without getting a hit on out there, bro. Yeah. I don't need that kind of drama. Yeah, bro. I can't even imagine. Woo. I think I slapped right there. Nah, I haven't, Trey. Man, that thing went there and just super bought up. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. To refine my approach. Yeah. Yeah, let's come back to this. I hate it when I look at my trades and I'm like, bro, what was that? What was that, bro? Yeah, you was wild. You was wild. Um, no, I want to go through and at least tag up my January trades and go through the replay sim and get some reps in. Yeah, I do feel like it wasn't much follow through this week, but there's still some for sure improvements I can make. A lot of it's just some trades are just not worth taking, you know. Hmm, interesting. This hourly chart be wigging out. What's up? All right, we got a glitchy. Where's the rest of the chart, yo? Uh, um, stupid. Why this thing won't give me what I want? Oh, because it only goes back 3 days. Hmm. All right, I might need to make some adjustments here. Okay, I get it. Okay. Bro, what is that? This is hurting my eyeballs. Anyway, I guess I do need that though. It's stressing me out, bro. Straight up. Um, ah. 449.
Hey, I'm Petey, aka Peter Pan. Turns out, adulthood's kinda awesome. With AAA, I get grown-up perks with zero grown-up stress. Insurance, travel, roadside assistance. With AAA,
Bruh.
it pays to be a member.
Where is this coming from? Is that from Windows? I don't know what that was. All right, anyway. Um, add oil. What up, Cap Cap? All right, think I had 30, 394, 450. If it'll let me. Excuse me. These lines though are like atrocious. Golly. don't think we getting into any of that though. Yeah, bro. I can't believe that there's a trade that was taken up there, bro. How? This is January 2nd. These trend lines aren't even global. What the heck? Okay. I remember what I did now. I remember exactly what I did. I saw it. I wanted it here and I didn't get it. And it ran up and I was wanting to get in on the pullback. And so I remember pulling up the daily and scrolling super far to the left and finding this level right here and throwing it on there just so I could take this trade. Just so I could take that trade and caught the major L. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, had I not done that, there was literally no trade after this open right here. Not a single one. Is this a day one? Yeah. Scalp them green candles. I don't have that scalp mindset, man. I always want to hold for the move. Dang, what's the float? Is the float really this big on this? What was I doing trading this? This was earnings? January 3rd. Hmm. I definitely got to get in the habit of journaling these right the day I trade them. That way I can have accurate float information for that day and all of that stuff to tag my trades with. It's super lacking on the back end stuff. Yo, what up, Knives? Yeah, I'm super confident in my approach, Splinter. It's just me, man. It's trying to get myself to be consistent every day. It's easy for me to get pulled around by different ideas while I'm sitting and there's no setup. It's so easy for me to see something and be like, "Ooh, let's try this idea. Let's try this." And then just it's terrible. Mm. Well, we know $1 is always going to be a level on these things. This makes sense. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's been my whole focus. That's why I put this on my screen, just to try to get myself to start following my rules, man. That was literally the whole thing. Like, for this number to be at 7 right now is crazy. Crazy. Cause I would just come in, man, and I'd be like, all right, trading window 9:35 to 11. And then I'll sit down and see something in pre-market and trade it. Or I'll be red or even green. And then I'm still sitting here after 11 o'clock and I'm like, oh, I want to trade that. And I'll trade it and I'll blow my whole day. Or my max loss will be 3R and I'll keep trading because I don't want to accept the loss. When I literally put this rule because if I get down 3R, then I'm just having a bad day and I need to stop. But like these are where I was just killing myself over and over. Like I would look at the end of the month and be like, dang, if I just never traded past max loss or after my trading window, I would have had a decent month. Like last month, I lost over $200 in days past max loss. So I took all the days that I went past 3R max loss and $200. I'm trading a small account, bro. Like that's the stuff that's killing me. So I am making little tweaks and adjustments to my strategy, but for the most part, my main goal is just get myself to stop breaking my rules right now. And I think honestly, if I could just do that for a long period of time, I'll see improvement just from that. Oh, Knife said he on voice. Oh, I don't even have Discord open. My bad, Knives. I forgot I restarted. Yo, Knives, you there?
Yo, good morning, man.
Good morning. What's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. Just woke up myself.
Yeah.
I'm on the West Coast, so it's like 7 here.
Wow.
I noticed my mic was fucked up last time. How's it this time?
Sounds good, bro.
It's better this time? Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about a lot. They probably couldn't even fucking understand me. So what do you have to? I just logged on.
I'm just going through my January trades.
Sweet, sweet. What you learn?
And I just realized that all my lines I just drew don't count for anything.
How so?
the
Listen.
the way they got the charts on TraderSync in the journal is you have like separate charts for different time time things. Like if you want to look at the daily chart over 5 years, it's like a separate button. And if I draw trend lines on that and then I go down to the 5, it doesn't copy over.
So how were you doing the lines before you found out this little thing?
Well, I never really was drawing them in my journal. This is like me putting lines
I see.
on my journal trace just to kind of recreate my ideas when I was trading it.
But your lines when you were doing it live were fine.
Yeah. This is just my journal platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that you were like found out you were doing something wrong while live trading.
Nah. But I got I'm just gonna cheat and use my platform because my trend lines are saved over there. So
Cool.
got one Trenches trading. What's going on, bro? Got 107 and 114. What you working on today, Knives?
I've got this list of tickers from a friend that I want to go back and back test to see if I can improve on my system.
All right.
I think I've mentioned it before in the group. The very powerful buy signal called the MACD 2-minute MACD cross has been paying off, and this is what some of the bigger guys have been using.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a list of stocks that I want to go back and be like, oh, okay, that's where they got in. Oh shit, how much? This is how much we made, etc., etc. It's related to the third day surge setup that me and Trey have been talking about. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, where's Trey? He said he's gonna be getting here and talking shit.
He hopped on for a second, but he he been on since like 3 hours ago. So
Oh fuck. Yeah, you guys are up way early.
well, he was on for a long time before I got on. So by the time I got on, he was taking a 20-minute break.
Yeah, I thought he was on chat. Wonder where he's from. You know where he lives?
Canada.
East Coast then.
Yo.
Hey,
speak of the
there
devil.
he is.
Speak of the devil.
There he is.
My goat's on. What's up, bro?
I'm on, I was just doing some trendline stuff, but what's it called? I'm an hour ahead of you, Knives. I'm in Mountain Time.
Oh,
Okay.
oh shit. So what the fuck? You were up like at 4?
Yeah, I was so bored last night, and I go to bed between like 7:38 every day because I got up at 4 to hit the gym. So Fridays, I'm still tired and shit. So I just went to bed, woke up at like 4 this morning, and then got on the computer by 5.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
just
sick, man.
been working.
I mean, in a good way. All right, I think let's see some trades for January, bro. Let's just see if we can critique some or see what lessons you can pull out of it. Because I mean,
That's what I
honestly,
thought.
looking at January, I don't see any bad trades that you took. Yeah,
Well, my last
they're
trade I
not
was pretty
clean,
upset
but
about. This IRWD trade I'm not happy about.
okay.
This is one that I just grabbed it traded way above the levels I had, so I went hunting on the daily to find another level that I could add so I could take this trade. And that's what I did and ended up taking this thing way up high.
Okay, let's dissect that for a sec. How, since you probably already know, how do you draw your lines? Let's go back to the fundamentals real quick. Because obviously you guys are big trading bases of any pullbacks to support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if your lines are based on daily levels, how are you drawing these daily level lines?
I was kind of just going over that with Trey, but I'm
Oh,
basically
sorry.
I'm looking at the high volume highs and lows for the most part, and just the clear areas where price repeatedly tries to move against and then goes the other way. So
Okay. I mean, you can give me the high level stuff. I get it already.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you can
Yeah.
When you understand something, you know something, you believe something, you can explain it really easy just to even a 5-year-old. You know what I mean?
Right. And
Okay, so high level highs and lows. Do you
yeah,
play the top of the wicks or the bodies?
the wicks.
Including the wicks. Okay,
Yeah.
which makes sense in my opinion because that's where a lot of supply is.
Yeah.
People who are chasing in those areas and get like rejected. Of course, that's comes with resistance because they want to get out if the price ever gets back to that area. You guys
Yeah.
must understand that. So if it gets past that area, then you know a lot of shorts are putting their stops above it. Therefore, could be a squeeze. So
Yeah.
all that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I always play wicks. I don't like to play the bodies. Even when I draw trend lines, I like to keep all the price action within the lines as much as possible. I know other people want to have as many touches and whatnot, but for me, I just visually, I'm like, okay, well, if I have all the information within the lines, that means when the line breaks, there's nothing else that could get in the way.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I mean, actually, going back and looking at the line that I drew, I can't really be mad at the line itself. Um, I think it's a
I mean,
valid.
there are some charts where you have a lot of lines, dude, and I trust that these lines are valid lines. What do you feel? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, I really get. I lean on Trey a lot because I've been watching him draw his lines for a long time, and well, I was drawing mine and using his, and I just kept finding that his lines were a lot better than my lines. So I've been really cheating off Trey every morning and
Yeah.
stealing his trend lines. I mean, stealing his support and resistance lines, which has
It
been great.
works.
But
Oh, but of course, you want to understand why he draws
exactly,
those lines, right? But Trey's explains it very well too, so I'm not
exactly.
mad at that.
Yeah. So I mean, now that I've looked at it, I don't think the issue was the line. The issue was these big freaking huge three green candles in a row that like made a parabolic move basically, and me trying to buy the pullback. Um, yeah, I think that was just ridiculous.
Okay,
So I don't think it was the
that's okay. So
support. It was
your
just an
lines were
extended
solid.
move. Yeah, it was just an
Now
extended move.
the money part, which I'm going to ask you right now, see if you can explain it to me. When it pulls back to support, what do you like to see?
Mhm.
Um, I
And
want to
forget
see.
this chart. This chart, obviously, it's kind of wonky, but
Yeah,
forget charts right now. The concept of your setup.
yeah,
It runs, it makes a higher low, like you said, like you always like. Or if it dips in the morning towards the support level, which Trey loves,
yeah.
what do you like to see if it does that?
When it gets to support, I want to see big volume and like preferably I want to see it trade through support, and I want to see the buyers push it right back up, which is usually creates a wick. And yeah, I want to see it close over support, and I want to buy the move up over the previous candle close. So like basically this candle, big volume into support, closes above, but I mean closed away. It opened down here, so there wasn't really a play for me. But this wick is what I'm looking for at support on big volume.
My question to you is why is that important to see the price break underneath that support level and then get reclaimed?
Um,
What's
hmm,
happening to buyers and sellers at that level, if it is in fact an important level? As I feel you need to understand the why before
yeah,
you can trust the trade.
right. Let me think for a second.
What was the question? My thing kind of cut out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly, Stanford.
When you have a support level that's important, right, that you draw, and the price is dropping towards it, and it
Right.
breaks that support level, but yet
Mhm.
then afterwards gets reclaimed on volume, and
Mhm.
price breaks above that level again. What is
Mhm.
happening? What to the buyers and sellers at that level? And why does it pump? And why does support hold?
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I would say that you got sellers covering their positions and buyers buying.
No. Well, before that, even That happens after the reclaim.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think, Trey?
So if price is coming into the level and it breaks the level and then reclaims it. So what's
Yes.
happening before it breaks the level?
What's happening to the buyers and sellers in that situation?
Well, it depends on how it gets there, but let's just say it's the stock opens and it just sells off. Um, let's say, well, I need a little more context. So is it opening strong or opening weak?
Opening week. So because you guys
Opening.
like, from what I've been listening to, you guys like to buy if
Weakness.
a price drops out of the open to a support level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer the price drop right
Right.
away. Yeah.
Which I do like too, actually personally. But let's say you guys draw a level, right? The price opens at, I don't know, 2. It drops to 175. And you guys have a big level there due to
Mhm.
whatever line that you guys have drawn. The price breaks underneath that level, gets reclaimed, holds, and then pumps. What is happening to buyers and sellers at that situation?
Well, I would say when I see that kind of price action, I'm thinking that you have over aggressive shorts that are jumping in. So obviously, if we have the same levels or same areas that we're watching, then they're jumping into that level when it breaks, and then there's big money there. The smart money, we'll call them, buys up the shorts trying to aggressively short it, and now it's a bear trap essentially. And now all those shorts that got in aggressively at the lows are now stopping out, and that's fueling the reverse momentum.
That's exactly it. So think of it from a higher day breakout, right? How many times have we seen the Billies buy higher day breaks? Whenever the price goes up to higher day, breaks that level, and everybody's like, let's buy because it's breaking, the
Hmm.
high day. And then it gets stuffed. Why? It's because all the short sellers are sitting up there and be like, all right, I know there's going to be a lot of liquidity coming in of all these fucking Billies, and I'm going to sell into them. That's
Mhm.
why high day is a poor setup, is because they know the liquidity is there, they sell into them, and then it drops. Same thing with this, right? There's a support level. Oh, okay, as a short person, and I used to be a short, this level is support. If the price doesn't hold above this level, I'm going to short it for the continuation down. The price breaks underneath that level, I'm in as a short. The buyers be like, oh, fuck this guy, buys up my shares, reclaims, holds, and then pumps. And then as a short seller, I have to cover my short. That's why the pump happens and the short squeeze occurs. So you got it. That's basically it. And that's the concept behind why some support levels hold.
Hmm.
Because the shorts are fucking oh shit moment and they have to get out. Therefore, it fucking pumps.
Hmm.
Yeah, like the thing with shorts is everyone assumes that they're all super smart and whatnot, but the thing is, you still have, like I call them Blake. You have the Billy version of shorts, and they just short lows. Low day break, they're shorting, they're shorting, they're shorting. So then when you get the same kind of price action as Knife said, all those Blakes are now trapped, and they're the ones that start the reversal because now they're covering.
Yep. That's why it's a powerful setup. You guys buying on support, but you have to see a specific thing, in my opinion. Has it drop underneath the level and then the
Mhm.
reclaim.
Yeah, I always prefer, like we used to call it hammer time. Like always prefer to see
Exactly. Yes, the
something
hammer.
happen. Yeah, always prefer to see some wick action through the levels. That's why I'll watch the tape too, because obviously sometimes the level will just hold, and you gotta kind of adjust to those. But definitely the most conviction comes from when you see it wick through and then reclaim, and then you're like, okay, well I know for sure now. Anyone that had stops there or anyone that's going short there, their orders are filled, and now they're on the other side of things.
Hmm.
Well said. Well said.
Like even when I watch the bids now and I see big size on the bids, I want to see it either. Let's say you have like I don't know, like a 50K buyer on the bids. I want to see that order at least start to fill, so I know it's not just a spoof order. But best case scenario, I want to see the whole order fill, and then obviously the bid will drop, and then the bid reclaims that price because now it tells me that that whole order got filled, so it's a real order, and the bids are strong enough to keep the price higher. It's not just going to dump after that. So when I see that, I'm like, okay, cool. That means the buyers are strong here, and obviously correlated with the level, and then boom, I'll try to get in.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta shift my thinking to more of that. Stanford was just commenting on this chart. and how kept bumping his head 745 to 8, and then it broke over the level, and then at the open you get that big test back into that level in the wick, and it's just like rocket time after that.
Yeah, but that's a morning. That's like out of the open, dude. There's so much
Yeah.
volatility going on. You're just fucking chasing the stock at that point. Like I actually used to trade like that too, but only on a daily setup.
Man.
And it never pays off because, like, yeah, it's in a hot market when stocks are ripping. Sure, right? You're chasing. And then you said you stop at the low and see, hope and pray it goes so much. But a pullback in the sport actually has a reason for it instead of just a bunch of buyers and sellers in the morning trying to scramble because of their position in the previous days.
Right.
It works in some conditions, but it's not consistent enough for you to get a good risk level. Because, like, okay, for example, Tyson, if the stock out of the first 3 seconds rips off like 30 cents, are you going to chase it up there?
Nah.
That's what I'm saying. And then it fucking, you've seen how many times it rejects in the first candle and then drops, or in some markets.
Yeah.
And then you're fucking chasing up there, and all of a sudden you get stopped out, and that's why you kind of gave up on the first 5 minute trading.
Man, this thing was. That was clean on the one though. On this one. But yeah.
Show me 10 more.
Show you 10 more.
Show me 10 more. And then after that, show me 20 more, and see can you make money off the system.
Yeah.
It's yeah. You see one example, and you're like, oh, this is fucking a banger setup, and then 5 days later, you're like, oh, why am I losing money on this? When that one stock I saw one time out of the year worked, and why is everything else fucking not working?
Well, I'm about to start tagging these because eventually I definitely want to be attacking that open, but not yet.
Ask for your other setup first, dude, and you can add more setups.
Yeah,
I'm
for
not,
sure.
I'm not saying it's not okay. I'm just saying over time, when it's a slow summer month, and you've seen slow summer months, how many of these rip out of the open? Or are you just sitting there seeing fucking barcoding?
But I'm starting to see a method to the madness of the open though. Like the open to me used to be like so random, but now that I see, I'm getting a better grasp on support and understanding the trend line, and it seems a lot more predictable.
I mean, I don't want to bust your bubble, but I've been watching penny stock trading for years, brother. There's no profitable trader that trades fucking 1 minute out of the open, unless they have a daily setup or news behind it. There has to be a fundamental reason that's causing the stock to spike. A huge short squeeze on the daily, but gappers are unpredictable.
Honestly, like I do play an opening dip setup sometimes. It's never the first minute, but if it's opening on the weaker side of things, so obviously under VWAP and maybe at my last level or second last level, I'll let the first minute close just so it actually makes a low day.
Yeah.
And then I'll use that for risk if the first candle looks good.
Dude, the first red candle to green candle, dude, the red to green move, that's money.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But this is a spike out of the open, dude.
Nah,
There's no
look,
red to
the
green
first
move.
candle, the first candle printed red, hammer candle. Second candle printed red, hammer candle with a higher low, and then the third one rips.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
But pair this with another reason instead of every gapper. If you go back to every gapper that you saw on high volume before the market opened, without looking at news, without looking at the daily setup or the structure of the dailies, and you take every single one of them, I guarantee you it's a...
Well, yeah, nah, it's definitely a particular situation that's happening here with this one. Like seeing it hold that level in pre-market and then break over, and then seeing the retest at the open. I think it's a pretty good concept to chase. But
I'm excited to see your back testing and see your results.
Well, I'm not even messing with it, but I just put a little tag right here so I can, when it comes time, I can have this to look at it and pull some info from it.
That's fair. Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
There are many ways to trade in the market.
For sure. Yeah, but I'm calling this one extended. And yeah, just didn't work out.
Do you want me to call you out on something like that?
Sure.
Something I've been calling you out for a while now. What are your sell rules, dude?
What are my
I don't
sell
fucking know.
rules?
I don't know, dude. I've been watching you for fucking months now. I have no idea how the fuck you sell stocks. It's like one day you're doing this, one day you're taking 2R, one day you're fucking holding for the moon. You know, like pick a system, goddammit.
That is the
I think it's
system.
2R is like the baseline, but then if you get to that squeeze like ACI the other day, that's where it's just oh shit, what do I do now?
I mean, there are some tips on how to hold longer for certain trades versus scalping, but I want to hear your input first before maybe we can discuss it.
All right. So my general expectation is to get from one level to the next. And like as a baseline, I would want to sell all my shares at that level. But if the level is super close and I feel like it has more range than that, then I'm like, okay, I want to take some at this level and then hold to see if we can go further. So it definitely is dynamic, but I could still see in that I could still have some rules in the dynamic. You know, I can say if this, then that. And I don't really have any of that, but I do like the freedom to sell
whenever I fucking feel like it. Yeah, like I told you I was gonna call you out on it, bro.
Like, because ideally I want to sell based on the price action. Like if the chart is saying I'm still going up, I don't want to sell at 2R just because I have 2R. You know,
Why?
I want to sell because the chart is saying I'm done with the move.
How do you know the chart is done with the move?
I mean, you know, there's clues. You got running into resistance, you know, big volume into resistance, rejection candles, things like that. Just being extended, like third green candle up, or yeah, I mean, it's volume and price action basically.
Can I call this bullshit, Jay? Am I allowed? Because it's his stream and I don't want to, you know. Can I call it out as bullshit? What do you think, Trey? I hear what you're saying, dude. But, I mean, in my opinion, it's fucking all emotion that you're talking and your greed, bro. There's no rules. One day you want to pick this, one day you want to pick that. I mean, because you left yourself so open to the interpretation of price action based on day-to-day movements from low float stocks to high float stocks to high market cap to low market cap, that you want to be able to catch the meat of the move, right? So in trading, there's a concept called the meat of the move. You want to capture, when you look back at a chart, you want to see, all right, I captured a good majority of this move.
Right.
But have you been doing that successfully? That's my question. If we look back on all your trades and be like, oh, look, I got like 60-70% of the move from where my entry is to where I exit, and it did not go any further after that, then okay, cool. Your read of price action is on point, even if it's 50% of the move. Can you honestly say when you look back on your trades and you're exiting on these trades, it did not go much far higher, much lower, or you're just overstaying your welcome? And if the results are not reflecting on what you're saying, then maybe you should question how you sell. I mean, it's as simple as that. These are just questions, right? I'm not saying your idea of selling price action, because there are plenty of price action readers who exit based on X amount of factors. But what are your results based on what you're saying? And if it's lacks, what's the right word? If it's not following through on what you want to achieve by capturing the meat of the move, then maybe define it a little bit better. Because I think, in my opinion, your buy entries are pretty spot on. Your sales have a little bit more work to be done.
Well, you know what's funny? Like I don't know exactly when you joined the community knives, but like I used to call Hassan top tick Hassan, because he used to like he would just be able to hit the sell button at the right time, and you'd see those red arrows at the top. Basically, where Frank's buying, he was selling. And so I don't know. I think what happened is that there was a period where he just started holding too many shares back to break even, and then obviously you know how things in the system changed. It became okay 2R. That's it. But like during the spring and summertime, yeah, like his selling was really good.
He sells into strength. I've seen it, right?
Yeah, like
Anytime there's
it's
a high
really good.
volume spike, he sells into that, which is great. That's how a lot of traders do it. Stay with that system is all I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure,
Don't
exactly. That's
say, oh, well, okay, you know what, I'm going to sell into high volume spikes, and then be like, oh, you know what, there's a level above that I'm going to hold. It doesn't make any sense. You're picking and choosing based on how you feel that day when you were not consistent enough to beat that dynamic.
Figure we
Get the
take a
consistency down. You've got your 7 days in a row, and then fucking add more styles or setups or patterns or whatever to your playbook. All the pros have fucking like 7, 8, 10 setups, dude, depending on market conditions, depending on daily charts, depending on all that stuff. You're allowed to grow as a trader as long as you have your first setup fucking perfect. Make
right.
money now, and then you add more to the ways to accumulate wealth. Sorry, I'm fucking lecturing today.
No,
Man.
no, no.
My
You're
bad, guys,
good, bro.
but
This is why we're here, man. Let me take this call real quick. One
it's
second.
just how do you sell, Trey?
Yo,
I've
yo.
never asked you this question. I think.
What?
How do you sell your support buys?
Yeah, so honestly, I got a really bad habit with panic selling. So I just do one-to-ones right now. I've been doing that
Solid.
since like September. So I have a hotkey that just it's the same one that Hassan uses, but it has the target attached to it. So if I get in at, you know, $2 and my risk is 10 cents, it will set a sell order at 210.
How's your win rate in January,
All right,
or
man.
your setups that actually followed your plan?
Well, I would say my win rate, what's it called? Let me check real quick. Hold on. I know it's relatively high. I think it's like 5 out of 7.
The fact that you know that answer is what I was actually looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I just did my review this morning. So yeah, I have one trade on Lucy that was a loser, the one I totally crashed out on. That one I wouldn't say really fit, just because anyways. I mean, even with that loss, it's like yeah, 5 out of 7.
Yeah, Lucy was a bitch, dude. I fucking lost on that trade too. It dipped
Well, you know
perfectly
what I
back to
realized?
high day and fucking ripped, and then it dropped.
Yeah, you know what I realized though. So it's the same thing that happened on GP yesterday. GP is a little bit more obvious. So okay, so Billy, like the ultimate Billy, he's gonna buy pre-market high breaks, right?
Hmm.
So if you look at that chart, especially like on GP, Lucy and GP basically did traps above pre-market highs. Lucy did it once, then reversed, then it did a high a day, like really big high day trap, and then pulled. So like when I was buying in that area with Hassan, we're basically buying in the range still of where all those guys are holding their bags. And so like what I like to see when there's a pre-market trap like that, I'm gonna say, okay, well, if I'm in at pre-market highs, I'm gonna, you know, and I'm a bag holder, I'm gonna use low of day as my risk. And you know, like the majority, like the smarter billies will cut at low of day. So
Yep.
I like to see an actual full reset before I get into the trade. So like Lucy, once it broke low of day, then you saw it hold, and then you got a nice reversal trade off of there. And so yeah, so basically you're just waiting for all those pre-market high trap buyers to sell.
Yeah, GP is literally perfect. If you flip it upside down, I don't know if your platform has that ability, but Thinkorswim does. You put a negative in front of the ticker, and you can
Mhm.
actually flip it upside down. If you do that, and you look at GP, the low, or I don't know if you can see it from if you flip it, but that pre-market level was 148, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I can
Breaks
visualize
that
it.
level,
Yeah, like
holds
trap.
it, and fucking reverses. That is
Yeah.
the perfect undercut and rally. What my the other group of traders that I know, they call it the undercutting rally. The undercutting the level,
Mhm.
rallying and holding. And if you took a trade, if you saw that formation,
What's up,
that's all it
Eric?
did. It
Thanks for
dropped
checking
all day.
in, man.
Of course.
Yeah, like I
Hope
tried
you
to take a
enjoying the
trade in
talk.
there, and I was it was a break even trade, but I got in at like what time was this?
How's it been going, bro?
Got in at 9:44, but then yeah, I stopped out, and then that's when I kind of realized like, oh yeah, this is like the same price action as Lucy. I basically just bought in the range of all the bag holders.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
See, the
so like
difference between Lucy and the way I took it is because of uh, the daily structure, right? We had a high volume day on the 7th, and then the second day is the whole day, where it consolidates essentially and doesn't drop any lower. So anybody who's shorting on that first day is waiting for it to drop because what penny stocks are shit stocks. It has to
yeah,
drop, especially when it runs. When it doesn't and it breaks that pre-market high for the second day, that's when you expect the third day surge. This one did it. It's not 100% win rate, so it's
yeah,
fine. It happens.
yeah.
That's the perfect kind of 3 day surge daily structure you want to see.
Yeah, that's why like FLYX is looking really, really good for a third day surge.
What's the ticker? FO what?
FLYX. I posted it in the group chat.
Oh yeah. I also posted it too.
Yeah, it's prime.
I mean, look at it. We have a high from a couple months ago at 7. It breaks over the level, undercuts, holds underneath, right? And if it breaks that 7 level, dude, I know a lot of people are going to be buying it over 7. That's a guarantee, especially
Oh yeah, yeah,
if it
yeah.
kind of like gaps up under 7 a little bit. Perfect. 30
Yeah,
surge.
there's a setup that I don't really. It's more of like a momentum scalp kind of setup, but it's called the Wick Reclaim, and it's like I learned it from a guy when I was in Ross's chat, and he was like, it's a 1 minute chart thing. But I mean, you can use it. You can apply it to any candlestick.
Any
So
candle,
as
yeah.
you're saying, like if it breaks over day two highs, but even more importantly, if it breaks over day one close, that's like oof. That's when you put the pressure on everybody.
Yeah.
You
That
got
was something to watch
you got to
for.
tell me about that,
And
Eric.
those have actually been pretty good lately. I've noticed that the third day surges are pretty strong.
This season, it has been very
Yeah,
strong, actually.
yeah,
Last year, the 30 surges were kind of shit, to be honest.
yeah. They weren't very good last year.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
because like
2024.
after COVID, it kind of all setups kind of dropped off at 2023, 2024.
Yeah, I
2025
remember
was the first year to go.
2023, you had a lot of not the third day plays, but the first green day bounces. So basically, like a bull flag on the daily chart,
Yeah.
or two candle pullback, whatever you want to call it. But yeah,
A lot of
those were
traps. Yeah.
oh man, so many traps, and they would make new highs over day one highs and multi-day squeezes. Oh man, yeah, those are pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, seasonality. And then when a setup starts to die off, that's when you kind of wait for it, and then it'll kind of make a surge. Because market makers, here's the thing. I don't know how much you know about market. You guys know about market makers, but market makers know exactly what we know, and they want trying to play the opposite. That's why they sell into billies. And so
Yeah,
when they know
exactly.
that the setup is so popular, like a 3 day surge, that's when they go trying to play the reverse of it. Oh, everybody's gonna buy over 7. I'm fucking gonna stuff it. Shit like that.
Yeah, that's why I like to do like the gappers just with support because you can always like because of just the market dynamics, like you said, you have market makers, you have shorts, you have longs, and so as long as there's volume and the stock's up, then there's going to be shorts that get in and shorts that have to cover. So as long as I can position myself in those areas where they're covering, then I can make money. Whether it's one to one, or if you start to get those full-on reversal squeezes, then obviously that's when you make more money. But like it's pretty consistent to rely on okay, gapper, volume, find the levels, trade the levels, you can make money.
Yeah, 100% agree. It's you track it enough, you kind of see a pattern happening.
Yeah,
Certain setups working better than others, and kind of you want to target them.
And that's what I was always telling Hassan too. It's like the reason why I like the setups is because in the coldest market you can still hit a 1-to-1. And then when the market warms up, all you do is you just hold your shares longer. You're not changing anything else.
Yeah, I definitely need some one-to-one things. I'm always if it doesn't get some good extension after I enter, it's hard for me to walk away with some money.
Yeah, I would say like it's kind of like what I'm focusing on a little bit more right now is the time of day. Obviously, we just trade the mornings, so it's basically the same thing. But like just watching a lot of Gratani stuff. The afternoon is where you can have more established risk in regards to like levels that set up intraday.
Hmm.
But for me personally, it's a lot easier for me just to say, okay, if I just focus on low of day risk, that's where I can have the most consistency. Because when you start to play other levels, in the first hour of the day, you're not really like, unless you're playing a level that you drew, you're not really going to have a lot of information there. Or like it's even, yeah, I just find that low of day is the easiest risk for the first hour.
Yeah, low of day I mean, ain't nothing better than having your stop beneath low of day for sure. The only anxiety I get from that is getting in that cycle of the trading in the dumpster. Like just
Oh no, for sure.
keeps breaking
You gotta have
lows, keeps breaking lows, and then you keep trying to stab at it. But that's where I like having like main levels, from pre-market and say, okay, if it breaks below this level, I'm done with it.
for sure, yeah. And I still use my trend lines too. Like I don't. That's kind of what helped me stay out of just the complete downtrends.
Yeah.
Is if I can draw the line. I'm looking at a chart right now. I'll wait for the price to go on the other side, and then I can still risk low of day.
Right, right.
Like a perfect example was LRHC from yesterday. So I had a level, or let's see, one sec. Yeah, so go to the 1 minute chart. And you can draw a trend line from 939 and connect that to the 947 candle.
939 to
947. Like that first higher low there, yeah. Yeah, so then I had I had a level at 105. So I'm watching it, and then as it comes down, in the 10 o'clock area, I'm like, okay, well, I could buy it here, but I have that trend line. So even though it ends up breaking over, I'm cool with playing it again if it comes and retest lows or anything like that. As long as it holds low of day,
yeah.
to me, the downtrend has ceased, right? It's now gone into basing.
Right.
So that's why I played it on Friday.
Did I trade
Why
this?
does Hyson have a level at 101 and you have a level at 105?
I don't know if you put 105 on there, but I have a level at one as well. I always have one just
Yeah,
for the really
whenever
cheap
trade
stuff.
picks two levels that's closer, I always put the lowest one on there.
No, yeah, that's fine, but why?
Why?
Why is this level important?
What you mean?
Well, I just got it from the hourly chart. So if I go to the hourly chart,
Oh, so
I
you
use
also look at the
$1, of
hourly
course.
chart. Oh, okay. I thought it was only
Yeah.
dailies.
Nah.
No, I don't. I stopped using the daily after Wednesday. I mean, it's only been 2 days, but like it's because I don't even like for me, I don't use the daily chart since I'm using gappers. But when I use the daily chart more often than not, and Austin can attest to this, it just makes me not trade stocks that actually end up running. Because I'll just put too much weight on, oh, it's the third day, or oh, it's this, and that, versus just like draw the levels and just play the levels, and then like I can still see off the hourly chart, if the stock ran recently and things like that. So I personally don't need the daily chart as much for my trading because even on the weekends when I do my review and I do my like get my reps in, I just look at the hourly chart and I just draw levels. So Yeah, so all my levels come from the hourly chart.
Did you know this, Hassan? I didn't know you guys were looking at it from the daily, from the hourlies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always been top down.
Yeah, I always use the hourly charts for the
Oh, okay,
levels.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to my question: why is there a level 105 and 110 versus 110? I just want to understand it.
That's a me question, I guess. So let me see here. So when I go to the hourly chart, we have a low from, there's a nice support wick at 105 from December 12th. So I do that level on there.
Oh, hourly from all the way back there, huh?
Yeah, so basically what I do when I draw my levels is I mark out the highs and lows of pre-market, and then I'll go to the hourly chart and basically look for any information, any price action within that range, and I'll draw all the levels that make sense to me. And then, if there's a lot of price action, I like to just go to the most recent big volume day, and that's kind of like my start point, and then I'll work my way back towards like today, the present day. But yeah, so that's how I do it. I mark out highs and lows of pre, and then I mark out any significant levels within that range.
Solid.
Yeah, the lines are on point. I've major confidence in Trey's line drawing for sure.
Yeah, you better buy him fucking health insurance and shit, dude. Make sure he never disappears.
I know, bro. I told him, I was like, bro, if you call in sick, I'm in trouble, bro.
I said that, like, where's fucking Trey? Why is he not on?
Trey.
Well, he just bought a yacht and he's fucking in the middle of the fucking Pacific. And I'm here fucking drawing my lines out. I don't know how to draw. Hey, learn from him, man. Don't fucking just rely on his shit, bro.
Nah, yeah, I'm learning it. We spent a couple minutes this morning. I'm gonna start drawing them and comparing with them every morning too, till we get it all the way in sync.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the thing too, the reason why I was telling him as well that I don't use the daily chart is because you can use 4-hour chart, whatever, but the daily itself, most platforms don't give you the ability to see pre-market and after hours on the daily, right? It's just intraday. So for small caps, that might be it, right? It could make a huge push in pre-market and then dies all day. So I want to be able to see the levels from pre-market and after hours. I don't want to just rely on intraday.
That's fair. Yeah. So have you made up your mind on how do you sell shit, Tyson? Just pick a shit, dude.
Bro.
I mean, just pick something. The fuck, man. You're like that guy who's walking with that chick and looking back at the other chick walking by. Come on, man. Just pick something. You seem like a loyal guy. You can stay with one girl. Why does the money matter when you're losing money right now? And you want to catch everything.
I would say have a baseline sell rule, but then beyond that is maybe we can have more flexibility. So like what I mean is maybe not too, well, I don't know, it depends, but like just say, okay, when it does this, I'm selling half. And then the rest is kind of
he's fucking looking at his stats, he's looking at his results, he's like, you know what, I fucking have struggling selling also, so I'm just gonna one-on-one it until I get a good grasp and my consistency is fucking like, on point, and then I can evolve my sell rules to at least one. But right now my one-on-one is working, and fucking I don't have to guess and fucking second guess and triple guess, and all right, cool. And then he's cut it down, and now he's like, all right, you know what? After the fucking X amount of trades, look, my 2R is working now. Let me change it to 2R. It's as simple as that, dude. Don't overthink it.
It's just not that simple to me, though. Like,
why?
Well, because you think it's gonna be $2 every time.
Yeah, exactly. It's the greed talking. It is simple. It's just you want more. I want more.
But like even when they don't go, when like I really want to completely cover my P&L and like not even know the R of the trade, and I want to sell the chart. Like like on this chart, if I buy here, then I got to sell some through this level. So that could be my rule. I sell half through the level, at least half through the level. And
Wait for the next level. Well, if you're a level to level seller, then do that. I mean,
Yeah.
I want. What is this? I want shit.
I
But
want
you see,
to.
also that's like what I was saying
I,
too,
I
right?
want to
Is
be a
that,
fucking millionaire, but it's not gonna happen until I do some fucking work.
but that's the thing too that I was mentioning before is that if you look at a chart, even like LAHC, like I don't like to have a lot of lines close together, but sometimes it just makes sense, you know. And obviously for cheaper ones, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
So, um, all you have to do is like how I frame it is like this. It's like, okay, if I have LRHC and my level is 105, the next one's 111. That's 6 cents, not a lot of room there, unless I have really tight risk reward. So that means my entry has to be on point. And so like when I took that trade, I got in at 106, and my risk was, well, 2 cents under the low, so I think that was 102, and I sold it like 110. And so
it should be
like
103 to 2 cents.
was no like not I do so I have the level, right, but I do 2 cents under the low of the range.
See,
Yeah,
yes, I've heard that rule before.
yeah.
That's fair. The thing I'm harping at, H, is to see how he has very defined rules on what to do. I challenge you to have the same, your own defined rules. That's it. Not saying what's right, what's wrong. It's all based on how you want to trade, but make up some rules and fucking stick with it, dude. And see how it goes. If it doesn't work, okay, you're losing money, but you have been losing money, but at least you have some rules and you adjust.
But like I don't know what to make of those rules. I hmm. I want to be I want to sell based on price action. Like that's my goal. And am I doing bad at it enough times to, I don't know, I guess I need to, maybe if I see some data on how many wins I'm jacking up because of my sales.
That's a great question,
that'll
bro.
make me
That
want
is
to
exactly
go.
how you define your rules, by
Yeah.
looking at your past.
Yeah.
That's it. You just fucking nailed it.
Hmm.
How are my rules doing in the current market?
Yeah. So, which brings me back to reviewing my trades. Yeah, but like here, this is perfect. The only thing I can do better is sell all of it. Um,
Yeah, that trade was literally perfect.
yeah.
It's holding above a level. It even has a little hammer candle for people who want to short underneath that level.
Yeah.
Even though if this specific line it didn't drop underneath, but it's holding a level perfectly, and then you buy the break of that level, and look how far it went up. Like, this is probably not exactly your setup, but the concept is there.
Yeah. And
But again,
I
let's
kind of want to
focus on the
break out
sell,
of
right?
the rigid, it has to look exactly like this, and more understanding the concept of what I'm seeing, you know, and because it looks different almost every time.
It will look different every time. It's not almost.
Yeah.
It will. Every
Yeah.
stock is going to move differently. Every market maker's participants, where people are bag held, it's going to be different. But your system has to catch 50% of it, let's just say, with a higher risk to reward than one.
Right.
It doesn't have to be, but I'm just saying that's the baseline, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna go 50% win rate, you better have more than 1-on-1, or else you're gonna be a break-even trader for the rest of your life.
Right.
For me, I'm like a 20 to 30% win rate trader, but my winners are fucking like 10, 20x.
Yeah.
I know that already. So when I lose for like 5 in a row, I'm not sitting there crying about my system, saying, "Oh shit, it's over. My system. They found out."
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. I know my stats. I know it's fucking. I'm gonna have a banger and look at NBY. It's like it's
Yeah, see, that's why I was asking you yesterday, Hassan. I was like, or maybe the other day, if you care more about accuracy or risk reward, because there's some traders, like Knives just said, where you can, lose 7 out of 10 trades, but those three winners are huge. Even Ben, I think Ben's win rate is like 30%,
Yeah.
but he's 3-1, so he's making money.
making
So,
money.
like for me personally, I like the higher win rate just because my confidence, I can't take a bunch of losses like that, or else I'll end up changing shit.
Yeah.
Um, so that's why I stuck to 1-1, and my accuracy is high 60s, low 70s right now.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
Yeah, but at the end of the day, all that matters is are you making money or not? So
Yeah.
consistently.
yeah, exactly, consistently, yeah.
Like, so one major reason I don't want to trade based on the R's as far as taking profit, like just changing my entry on this type of play. Like normally I would want to buy the break of the highs, right? Which would get me in probably 106, 107. And this thing went up to 114 before it turned around. So like the meat on that bone is like almost nothing, almost not even worth taking the trade. But if I start getting in down here, like 102, 103 to 114, that's a big difference. And I think this is how I feel like I can have both by taking the same trade, which I think has, a 60% range accuracy, and getting in lower on it. But I guess when you get in lower, you're also changing your hit rate too.
Do you think or do you know?
Well, it depends. Because see, the thing is, the misconception that people have. I mean, obviously, there's but like if you see a higher low, then most will think, okay, if I get in on a higher low, then my win rate's going to go up because this is the added confirmation.
Right.
Where, like Dirk says, if that higher low makes you buy into where all those people who bought at support are now selling,
Yeah.
then now you're buying mid range essentially, right?
Right.
So you might think that, okay, this is the confirmation I need for the trade to work, but based off the current market and based off where the next resistance level is, you could end up just buying mid range or at the higher part of the range. So I think it's more so of kind of like Knives said, like what do you want to see at the level? And you obviously want to work on the Dirk entry and just get reps in on that and see if it makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense to you after you actually have tried it out, then you can, then so be it. But I think that if you really want to trade at support, as I mentioned yesterday, you got to refine the system until you have a comfortable, consistent way to buy as close to support as possible. That
Yeah.
makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Not the way that I do it, not the way that anyone else does it, but what makes sense to you.
Right.
Yeah, that's how we're avoiding the selling question.
Avoiding the selling.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, dude. Fucking every time I bring it back, it just like U-turns away from it. Like, well, if my buy's like this, then fuck my sell. I don't give a fuck. As long as my buy's perfect, I mean, who cares about selling?
I think in
Dude,
general,
that's half the equation.
I think in
That's half the
general, the
equation, dude.
places to sell are obvious, and
Solid.
you just got to hit the button.
I think H wants two. He wants 2R minimum. I know him pretty well. Anything under 2, he's like So 2R minimum again, which is why I keep going back to the entries, because if entries are better, then risk reward becomes easier to achieve.
Yeah.
Also doesn't really answer Mav's question, but just how I do my trades, where it's I get in and my target is whatever one of my risk is. I assume that's kind of where H wants to be at this current point in time. Just as long as entries allow that to happen. So I don't know. I could be wrong, but that seems like the most simple solution for right now. Maybe not the best one. So Nice, if you have a better option, then
Just pick one, dude. It's not that
current
fucking hard, guys. Just pick one to stick with it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm good.
you guys are overcomplicating.
I got mine. I'm
Overcomplicating. Pick one fucking system. You guys are not in the state. I'm generalizing. I'm not saying you guys, but I'm just saying people want to min-max everything, right? We go into trading. We're like, you know what? I'm making money right now, but I want to make more. How do I make more? But yeah, I can't fucking stick to my rules. I can't do what I said I was going to do, and then I'm like, you know what? This trade wants. I want this more. Fuck all that shit, dude. Build the consistency first. Pick one set of rules. Stick with it, and then after a month, just like Haisan is fucking doing like a boss right now, go back and evaluate every fucking trade in January and see, okay, how did my sell rules perform? You know what? If I tweaked it a little bit like this, instead of selling half at first level and half at second level, what if I sell, you know, 2/3 at the first level, and then go back and see, okay, you look, my P&L is higher now. All right, cool. For February, I'm going to do that, and don't fucking change it. It's that simple, gents. I mean, honestly,
No, for sure.
don't look at the one every single trade and be like, oh, how do I make this fit perfectly like a glove? There is no perfect system for every single trade out there. It's the Wild
No, I
Wild
agree.
West.
Yeah,
I hear you,
that's why
but
it's just do 1-to-1 in, and that's it.
Yeah, I love it, Jay. Honestly, you have a rule. You're gonna stick with it because you want to build you have consistency, but you want to even get more consistent because it never fucking ends, Haisan. That's the thing, dude. This consistency thing is a battle that you're going to have to fight for the rest of your trading career. I don't care if you have $1 million or $10 million. I know traders out there who are up fucking $10 million a year, bro, and they still fight with breaking the damn rules. You know what? Oh, I took this trade and I got out early and I wish I fucking held it. And he's up like, X amount of dollars that are unfathomable for us normal people. So he's still fighting with it, thinking like, oh, he made it. But yeah, he's still like, oh, you know what? What if I should do this? Like, wait till we get to that level and then you can like micromanage all these little decisions in your brain. In the beginning, it's about sticking to the damn fucking rules to ever get to that level. Then you can micromanage all these little ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, I agree. Just like have everything systematic. Like if you were to, make your trading system like an algo do it, what would the algo do? And then just
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
Because you can't program an algo. Well, maybe you can, but I don't. I'm just saying. I think it's hard to program a system to say, okay, sell volume pops or sell this or when the chart does this and da da da. Like you got to input like actual coding, right? So just say, okay, I sell at this R or at this level or this, and this.
Yeah, and I said I'm not saying all this shit to put you down, dude. It's you are on the right track. You are an uphill curve right now
yeah,
in terms of your progression in your trading.
Oh,
This
definitely.
is not all like, hey, you're fucking up, brother, and you're dude. The fact that you have 7 alone is fucking huge, and you know that. We all know that. I'm just saying, like, to really nail down this positive, curve that you are desiring, have proper sell rules, just like you have proper buy rules. Have that piece plus your discipline, your P&L will grow.
I guess I really need to figure out how to put rules around what exactly it is I want to do, because a problem I have is I have these ideas about the market and myself, and then you have the market which exists regardless of my ideas. And I got to find that happy median. Like when it comes to selling, I feel like, honestly, when it comes to this whole thing, I feel like I got the sauce to sell. Like that top tick thing Trey was talking about, like that, I feel like that's one of my things. Like whenever I get all of this stuff hammered out, I feel like I'm gonna be a top ticker. And so like I want to be constantly working and sharpening that, because I feel like it's a skill that I have a little edge in. But at the same time, I'm struggling with so many other things. So I totally understand just putting something on that, so where I don't have to think about that and I can focus on what's actually keeping me from being profitable.
That's fair.
So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I get that. I do need to come with some kind of compromise so I can have that consistent, because it's definitely very discretionary right now. And it kind of has to be, because like you said, everything trades differently on any given day. The price action's going to be different. So it's really hard for me to think of a dynamic set of rules to allow me to sell like I want to sell. But it just needs to work with most of the trades, or at least 50%, right?
Let's go a different angle. Okay. Hi, San.
Yeah.
And this is something my mentor asked me a long time ago. Hi, San. I'm a brand new trader. I just started last week. How do I sell my stocks?
When do you feel like it?
Like I've been watching you. You're pretty consistent. You know, you're doing pretty well for yourself. How do I sell my stocks, Hi, San?
Damn. I would tell you to sell it at the next level of resistance.
I love it.
That's what I would
love
say.
it. Okay. So basically, you're telling me because I don't know how to sell and I'm buying off of support, I should sell at resistance.
Yep.
Keep it consistent.
Yep.
I hope that taught you, showed you something, my friend.
That's pretty good there, Knives. I like how you did that.
I'm just passing it forward, my friend. I've had a lot of mentors in my life, and I was equally as stubborn as you in the beginning. I would say even more. You are actually very open-minded compared to how I was when I first started.
Really? I thought I would definitely be like one of the most hard-headed.
Oh, fuck no, dude. You have no idea, man. Think about it. 95% of traders fail. And it's not because of a setup. It's not because of a system. It's not because of their mentor. It's about because they don't know how to, how should I say this? They're not able to mold their self to what the market does.
Yeah.
There are specific edges in the market, and all we need to do as a trader is to be able to see that edge and attack it as a high level kind of concept. And if you're able to do that, it means you're able to tell yourself, hey, fuck what you think, fuck what you're doing. This is the market's doing that specific thing. Take that opportunity and run with it. Yeah. And if you do, you can make money because that edge is there. We all see that edge. Yet we don't allow ourselves to fucking go after it. That's all. And those stubborn people are the ones that fail. It's that simple.
Yeah, I've been stubborn for a long time too. I've maybe this in the last year or so finally started conceding on some of the things that I was being really stubborn about. Just kind of, you gotta submit after a while, bro. You submit or quit, I guess.
Agreed.
Let's see. Don Black said, sounds like I need to decide whether I'm an anticipation trader or a confirmation trader. Till now, I've been like an extreme confirmation trader. Like I want to see this, then that, then this, then that. Like all of this stuff needs to happen. And I still think I want confirmation, but just a lot less. Like as soon as the price gets to support, if I see, basically the wick, the action that creates wicks, or, there's a couple situations, but basically I want to see some activity at support. Then I just want to jump right in at support and take my risk where the reward is best.
Yeah. Yeah, I would argue that everyone has some confirmation they're looking for. Just as you said, is how much confirmation do you need before you hit the buy button?
Yeah. So I just, there's enough for me to take a trade at support. There can be enough to take it, and it's the best place to put on risk. So even if I lose a little bit of accuracy from that, I really see the reward being a lot greater playing at that level. But I also think I really think my accuracy is going to go up, or, be just as good. I think getting in that low, even if it doesn't go to R, I think there'll be a lot of times where I can at least get out, break even on the next higher low. Or, if I see it trade significantly against my entry, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know then either. I've still been kind of playing around with that stop concept. I think I do want to move my stop up with the trend though. Initially I was like, I want to keep my stop under support the entire length of the trade, but I think it like definitely putting that trend line on the bottom, like I've been doing from HH a couple times last week. It kind of gives me a clear sight of where my stop can be. So I think I'll have more break even and 1 hour trades taking these entries down in support. Give myself physical punishment if I break the rules. That's one thing that's been missing too. I think what I was thinking was not trading the next day if I break. Like if this number goes to 0, I got a demo trade the next day. That'll hurt my feelings more than those push-ups. What else we got? Yeah, that's the mode, Stanford. That's pretty much what I'm doing pre-market is identifying the levels, the support and resistance levels based on the daily and hourly, and then looking to take my trades on the 5-minute chart at those levels and those levels alone. Dang. Okay, so like if I say I'm gonna sell that level, like if I get in, what was this? 103, got in at 103. I'm not selling at 107 though. Like it's got we gotta get up to the next level. So I mean there's gonna be some level of discretion in there.
Yeah, but think about it like this though. If you get it at 103, I assume your stop was 99 cents.
Yeah.
So 107 is still 1-to-1.
Mm.
So you don't have to sell the whole thing. You can maybe sell a piece there,
Yeah.
like a third or whatever it is. But like, there's no guarantee it's going to go through 107, right? It could have done what it did, where it gets to like 111, 112, and then reverses, stops you out.
Yeah,
And now you're like, yeah, I didn't sell.
I should have sold up here too, honestly.
Yeah, like the levels on the cheaper stocks are tough because they're usually pretty snug.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like like I said, you risk 4 cents, it goes up 4 cents. That's still 1-to-1.
Yeah.
And a lot of traders make a living off less than 1-to-1.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, and that's also what I was saying before, like when we first started, a few months ago talking about playing the levels, is that if you can't get at least 1-to-1 to the next realistic resistance level,
Don't take it.
then the trade's not worth it.
Yeah.
Or you got to find a way to make your entry better.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, the only thing I'm worried about with the dark entry is opening the can of variances that come with every setup and needing
I
to.
fully understand I understand like when it's a strong red close, then you just buy it, like it's basically buying at the lows.
Yeah.
But like he'll say some trades, and I'm like looking at the chart, I don't see it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the thing I'm taking from Dirk is just buying the break of the close on after a red candle.
It has to be like a strong red close because you can't do like a red hammer candle.
Right. Well, I mean,
Hey,
if it's
gentlemen, sorry to interrupt. I gotta go. It was good talking to you guys. Hopefully, I
Sure,
wasn't too
man.
much of an asshole.
Nah, you always bring what's needed, bro. I appreciate you.
Take it easy, gents.
Later,
Keep
bro.
keep working.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the kind of thing you're saying with the variance, right? Is you need to identify, okay, what is the Dirk entry? Like what kind of candle precedes the entry?
Yeah.
And from what I've taken away, for the most part, it's a strong red close. Or else it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the close.
But then again, if it's a strong red close, now you're like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hmm. Yeah. But I mean, I've been watching this for a while, so it's not like completely new.
For sure, yeah.
But man, I'm excited at getting in low. Like this was a treat, and I really wanted to get in sooner, but I'm still learning to trust getting in this low, man, because I'm so used to seeing so much confirmation. Like I would feel much better getting in right here normally than getting in way down here. But the risk to reward is just undeniable.
Well, you gotta look at it too, like, the low of that was $1. So unless you're buying when the bid is literally at low of day,
Yeah.
then your entry is, I mean, you can't really say, oh, I could have gotten a penny lower. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I do that, but that's just being a perfectionist,
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But I definitely want the close of the candle that I'm trying to take the open of the break of. It's got to be close to the level.
yeah,
It's
yeah, for
got to
sure.
be close to the level. Yo, what's up, Weekly? Hey man, I need a bathroom break real quick. Right back, y'all.
Mhm.
All right, my bad. What up, HH? Hmm. That reminds me, I want to start tagging catalyst stocks. I was thinking about it over the last couple of days. How often do these non-catalyst stocks turn into good traders? I feel like pretty often though. But I don't know. That's
Yeah. This depends on the volume, man.
yeah, that's it's hard for me to turn down a high volume runner because it doesn't have a catalyst. Why would I trade UAVS? What's up, Pine Tree Trader? UAVS. How much volume did we have this day? Um, 129 million. That's why. That's why. What was the range? $1 to $1.27. It's pretty weak. It really wasn't much to choose from though. The last couple weeks seemed like everything was pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's been a lot of cheap stocks lately.
Yeah, like every morning I'm looking for the 2 to 5 range, and it's just been none of it.
I actually checked my stats this morning, and on stocks between 5 and 10, I'm up. Like this is from August 26th, so
Hmm.
until now. And then anything else, I'm red on it.
Below 5?
Below 5 and above 10, red.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you looked into the or do you keep a running checklist of what had catalyst and what didn't that you traded?
Me actually, well, the thing is, the reason why I don't put too much weight on my stats right now, well, basically my stats from December 15th until now hold the most weight because I've actually tagged them all properly. Before that, it was just
What's
trading. I had a
what's that
system.
sample size looking like? How many trades is that?
From the 15th till now, not many. Let's see. I think like, well, let me not think. Let me just find out. 15 to. We have 20 trades.
20
20
trades.
trades, and I have 4 losers out of those 20. So 16 out of 20.
Got you. For for me, I don't know why the January December to January has been my most stressful months every single year. Like the transition between people selling off stocks and then rebuying them or taking their next action in January, it has been a very stressful period. And what I did this time around to change that was I got catalyst focused. And I said, what was the difference between these Januaries that I took these big losses in or these Decembers, this in between time, and this year? The main thing was let me find something that makes sense that's not earning something that I should have been in earlier. That I just missed and I was just FOMOing into, but something that had day one catalyst and a reason to trade.
Yeah, earnings plays are, well, for small caps, they're extremely inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Because basically, it's just like, yeah, we lost less money than last year, or last quarter. It's like, okay, well, you're still losing money.
Yep.
Yeah, like the tags I have for my trades right now, I use our, let me just pull this up. I have the day, so if it's day one, I think I have, so it's day one or day two, and then beyond that, I just put multi-day. I tag if it has news. I don't tag the exact catalyst. I just put if it has news or not. And then I tag if it opened over or above VWAP. Then I have my setup, so support buy, gap and gap reversal. I tag the float. I have it like 1 to 10 million float, and then 11 to 20, 21 to 30, etc. And then I have the risk that I get from a dilution tracker. So, and then the cash need, because I find that the cash need of the company is actually what really drives the price action of that day. Because yeah, if they're broke and they need to raise money, then their PR, they're more likely to dump into that PR to raise that capital, versus a stock that might not have news but yet they're clean dilution wise. Then it's just going to be more so. We don't know, but you can have a better opinion or better suggestion that's going to be just retail traders than insiders.
You know one other thing that people kind of miss out on, um, when I do my research in the morning, I look at companies, the amount of time that they've been in business. Let's say if they've been in business since 2008, and a lot of times for the small cap companies, they have 5 employees, but they've been in business for 15 years. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
who are you think? Why? How is this even possible? You've been in business since 2008. You got 3 employees, 5 employees. That's already a red flag. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, that's just small caps. That's a lot of scam companies. It's tough though. It's tough to like focus. I mean, only on catalysts and whatnot. just with the nature of these companies. I understand why you do it though. Obviously, it gives you more reason to to put your money into the company, however long it may be. Um, I've just seen so much, and I've missed so much from not trading things without news
Mm-hmm.
that now I'm just like, okay, well, as long as you got the volume and I can, make sense of your dilution, then, especially the way that I trade where I'm just playing support. If you're playing breakouts and whatnot, then yeah, you should really focus on stocks with news. Because if you're trying to buy high a day, that means you need more people to buy higher than you.
Yeah.
But if I'm playing support, I just need, basically buy the shares off shorts and then sell them to that relief bounce if that all it gives me, and then I'll just take my money.
So that actually is how I trade as well, except with the catalyst stock, I look at it as a irrational or rational move. If it has good news, why is it going down? And I'm like, okay, well, it's going down. Let me buy the shares from the idiots that want to sell down here. And let me hold for the rational move back up because, hey, it's got good news. It's got a reason to go back up. If it has no news and it's going down, well, that's a rational move because, hey, what's the reason for people to buy it up? Why would it do a reversal if the news is not there to support a move back up?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And again, that's why I look at well, I know you do as well, but you got to know the dilution too, because the reason why it could be going down on good news is because they're broke and they want to dump shares at an ATM or something like that. Um, yeah, I mean, some of these companies are just so toxic.
Well, if I see dilution, that's gonna automatically. So in the mornings when I do my analysis, I have a green and red flag list, and so I say, okay, what we're gonna do is list out all the green flags, all the red flags, and see what's holding the most weight. Dilution is a thing. I don't care what the news is doing. If they're saying, oh yeah, we're selling or we're doing like a 1 for 20 reverse split or something, that's already a big red flag. It's as far as in the weight system. That's a super heavyweight. Like I'm like, nah, y'all can have that. I'm gonna see what else comes up because dilution, I don't play with that. That's like poison.
No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, if you're trading small caps, you need to have some kind of grasp. Like even Ross, you'll see Ross check BAM SEC. Like you gotta have some type of grasp on what the company's intentions are. Or else just get steamrolled.
So on your scans, do you look at like are y'all looking at multi? So the way that I have my scan set up, I see all the top volume stocks at once, and I kind of do it like a competition. Let's say if it's a large cap like Intel, and in pre-market it has 1 million shares traded. That's already breaking the norm for Intel
Hmm.
or Nvidia. If they have like some large caps, they shouldn't have that much volume in pre-market. But when I see them have that volume in pre-market, I'm like, okay, this may be a more of a large cap day. There may be more focus on large caps than small caps. Because when it's a small cap day, the pre-markets, all small caps are getting busy. You see the volume coming in. You don't even see large caps with a lot of volume. It's just like that's like on the day that UAVS was trading, it had almost 50 million in pre-market. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, it's a small cap day. Let's eat.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I look at the whole environment. I don't wanna discount large caps. I want to look at everything, large, mid, the overall market, and then if small caps are getting that action, oh, I'm stepping in 10 toes deep. Let's get 5,000 shares.
Yeah, I definitely noticed when there are larger floats gapping up. Like I keep my eyes, 15% and higher on the gap scanner. So if I see, big floats that are gapping up 20+%, then I'm like, okay, well, this is not really the norm here. So what's going on? Um, yeah, usually it's either earnings or like maybe a bigger float biotech, like we had the not AL norm here. So what's going on? Um, yeah.
What's up,
What do you
Trey?
think, Hassan?
Um, I mean, I completely agree. I just, I mean, as far as the catalyst and everything, I feel a lot better when when I'm in something and I you come in and like, oh man, it's the catalyst stop. For sure, I feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I still see a lot of things that move without catalysts every day too. And you know, it's not. There's a lot of days when there's not a lot to choose from. And I mean, those definitely could be days where you sit on hands. I know you're good at that, HH, but I'm terrible at sitting on hands. So I gotta find something.
It's been 3 days since I've taken a trade.
Yeah, that's wild for me, bro.
I don't know. I'm kind of like, I mean, Trex just ironically put Ross on the screen here. Like Ross, for me, even though I don't trade out E-trades, he's kind of like I'd say my biggest role model in trading, just because of the consistency and what he looks to do every day. So that's why I'm like, as long as there's volume, I'll trade it because I'm trying to make money every day. Like I want this to be my source of income, pay the bills, etc. So it's my job to find the volatility and then find the low risk entry points and then trade those. If I limit myself to saying I need to have not only need to have news, but has to have good news and above average volume and XYZ, then it's gonna make me sit on my hands a lot. And that's something where once you get to like a Lance level or something like that, I can see that, or like short bear, like they don't trade every day. But again, that's why I respect Ross the most, just because he's in the trenches with us every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's still, of course.
But I guess with this whole PDT change they're doing, it's going to give a lot of people more freedom. Or I say that they're in talks about doing. And giving people more freedom to use the money that they have in the bank. Of course, we know transactions have gotten faster, but everything's gotten faster. So there is no point of keeping people out, especially if with the bottom of $2,000. Most people can get $2,000. I mean, you pick up cans, twerk, whatever you gotta do, but you can get to $2,000. So I'm like, with these changes that are coming in, I want a strategy that can work through the cold market, through the hot market. And if sitting on the thing is, a lot of my trades, I get out early and I see them continue going. But when I do my analysis in the morning, it's not just for me, for the people that tune in. Let's say if they're swing traders or they are whatever they are, we do full research and it helps them because they hold. So I may take, let's say $200, $300, but they're still holding. I'm like, oh, well, I mean, we did the research. You got the gusto and the bull balls. Good luck. And so that's why in the long term, I'm like, well, if I can hold those, let's say if I take a position and I start just letting some ride. Let's say if I do take 5,000 shares and I just let 1,000 ride after I take profit off the 5,000, I'm gonna be sweet. And I mean, I see it happen so many times where there's continuation. But the only thing that really scares me is those big drops. It does something to me. I don't like drops. I don't like it. I'm still in the kind of take profit when I have it. If I see $500 in my account, I'm like, oh, that's a bill paid. Taking that.
Oh, 100%, definitely.
I'm like, take profit. It takes something. I've been too many times. I've had full size at the top and not sold anything.
Yeah, even going back to what you're saying about the catalyst and just knowing and holding. You look at UAPS. Our entries were near $1, and then it just hit a high of like 210 the other day. So you're not going to have the conviction to swing something like that without knowing why it's moving. So I definitely agree that for overnights and swing trading, you need to have more fundamental, foundation of why you're buying the stock. And I've watched your stream sometimes when I'm at the gym, and it's great. You get information. I'm like, okay, cool. It helps me with my watch list and cuts down my research time. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. Oh, Trex, you trying to put something on?
Yeah, let's check out this level 2. Get a little
Okay.
quick moment of some level 2. What you got, Trex? Jay Styles, what's good, bro?
Is there audio to this or?
On mute tracks.
Let's see. Audio to this or?
No, not at all, Don Black. I don't want to make any major changes. I'm just I'm curious about learning level 2 though. That's I feel like a gap in my game is not really having any skill in reading the level 2 intake. So whenever there comes an opportunity to learn a little bit about it, I want to check it out. Yeah, we don't hear anything, Trex. Ross Scrooger trading for years. When I first,
you guys hear me?
Yeah,
You can hear me, but you can't hear the video.
right.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what's going on.
When I first started trading, and I saw a clip of Ross trading, I was like, hell no. There's no way. It just seemed so impractical from what I had already been introduced to up until that point. So that was like a huge turnoff for me. I never went down the warrior trading.
Hassan, you just summed up what I thought. I mean, me and you were on the same page. When I saw Ross, I almost cried.
Yeah, bro.
I'm like, I don't like processes or strategies that are not repeatable.
Yeah.
What I could do every single day the same thing every single. You know, a lot of traders be like, "Oh, you need to get your sleep. You need to get all of this stuff. You need to get all." If you have I could be as sleepy as I want to be. I can have cocoa bugs. I can
Straight up.
I can have straight. The system works. It's not how sleepy I am. It's like, does this work
Yeah.
over and over again?
Yeah. Yeah, I gave up on getting enough sleep. If I can't have a strategy that requires good sleep. It ain't happening. Yeah, I mean he obviously is a good trader. It's just not for me. That style is it's just not for me.
The other thing is his account is so big.
Yeah.
When a lot of the trades that he shows, like I watch his recap sometimes, and a lot of the trades that he shows that he just jumps into, he doesn't do any research. His account is so big, he can handle taking a loss on that initial, and then he does research after the fact. So he'll take his initial trades, and if they were good, then he'll go and look at the news and say, "Oh, okay, I want to keep trading this." But some people, they don't have that capital to put their neck on the line and just see something moving up and just jump in like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's wild.
Especially not taking 20,000 shares.
So far, the people I've run into, I guess, no, I do. There is one guy in my Discord who makes really good money, and he's a warrior student. But generally, you run across the Franks. That's generally what I find when I see somebody coming from the school of warrior trading. You get Frank. You get somebody that buys every high, and they're a normal human being, so of course they have a hard time selling when they're wrong, and they end up holding the bag.
You know what? I was talking to Frank in his stream. One of the things that I wanted to change about my trading is stop being a reactive trader. I don't want to react to the market. I want to predict. So if I know there's good news in the market and it's making an irrational move to the downside, I'm buying.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I know the news is good, so I'm predicting the move back up instead of reacting once it starts moving back up.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting closer to that too, with not needing as much, not wanting to wait for as much confirmation before I get in. But when I see price has moved down into support, to predict, anticipate that buyers are going to step in. I mean, I do want to see a blip of that happening, but I don't need to wait for it to happen before I buy, because I'm anticipating them coming in as support.
Yeah, Stanford just put in the chat, been buying pullbacks and getting stopped out and then watch it going up. So this is the reason when I talk to Hassan during his streams, that's why I say let's verify the trend. because you need to find the stop point first and see higher lows form before you buy.
Yeah.
You need protection. The higher lows are just insurance for your stop loss.
Yeah.
So if you don't see higher lows, why are you buying in?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no doubt. That's catching the knife, and that's where the support.
Yeah, no,
Say what?
I don't. Well, for me, I don't really need the higher lows.
Chapter 6. In this chapter,
Oh,
I'm going to teach you
there
how to
you go.
use level 2, how to read market depth, how to use the time and sales window,
Higher lows will save if you get your knife though.
and how to execute your orders using hotkeys
Yeah, but
and buttons.
hold on,
Here
Trent.
are part
Let's
one.
wrap up this
We're gonna
combo
do a
real
deep
quick.
dive into level 2 and the time and sales window. Now, during Day Trading the Basics, I already introduced these two concepts to you of level 2 and time and sales, so they shouldn't be completely foreign. Here, we will do a little bit of a refresher of what you've already learned, and then we're going to take it a step further. So what I can tell you is that I would not be able to trade my strategy if it were not for using level 2 market data. It really is that important. I know there are some traders out there that can trade without level 2 data, and I would consider them not to be day traders. Swing traders, maybe long-term day traders, perhaps. Someone who's buying a position and holding it for hours. And then in that case, the sort of momentary subtle cues that we see on the level 2 carry less significance. But when you're trading very quickly, you need that depth of market.
Can the audio be copywritten? Go into audio copyright too?
We have a chart that we've pulled up that is forming our traditional pullback pattern. This pattern that we talked about during chapter 5 that we like so much. So we have this nice pattern forming right here. We have a little pullback, a little dip right here. And let's just say, for the sake of argument,
Oh, the audio.
that the price of the top of this candle is $2.40. $2.40. And the low of this candle is $2.30. So what we know is that we're waiting for potentially the first candle to make a new high. Now, although it's possible that this next candle goes lower, and therefore the trade is not initiated.
All right, well, let's not do this on the stream then. If yeah, we can do this on another time off the stream.
Hassan, you heard what he said, right?
What?
Ross said if you're trading if you are looking for trades that are going to last seconds, that's for people that's using level 2. So is that a time frame that will work for you, or will you be willing to release your position in seconds?
Oh, hell no.
So that's why most people don't use level 2.
But
if you're using a second, think about it. Ross trades on a 1 second chart, 10 second. What is it? 1 second or 10 second?
10. I think it's 10.
Yeah. So imagine that you're trading on a 10. Of course, he needs level 2. He needs to see every buyer and every seller in existence.
Right.
Like, so you have to make sure that it matches up with your trading style and what you're willing to change about your trading. Trading level 2 is for people that are looking for like Frank. Frank does he does do some longer hold times, but for the things that actually work for him, he'll take profits in seconds.
I think the level 2, like the way that I use it, like the way that Ross uses it, or I mean Frank, well, whatever, but like the way that Ross uses it is like he trades the tape, so he'll see something on the tape and then makes decisions solely based off what the tape is doing. Mm-hmm. Where I use it, or a lot of other, like even Roland or support traders that I know, we use the tape at or around our level. So once we see something on the chart, like maybe a hammer candle near our level, then we'll say, okay, let's look at the tape now. And then we can see if there's buyers stepping in, like big bids, things like that, or maybe soaking going on. That gives us confirmation to buy, or at least it gives me confirmation to buy, without needing the extra chart patterns to form. And again, I'm only looking for 1-to-1, so I'm not in a super long time. But yeah, that's how I use the tape myself. It's always going to be the chart first, but the level 2 and the time and sales is the confirmation. It's like the final confirmation. It's like, okay, if I see big bid stacking up versus the ask, I can feel confident taking a position here and looking for something to happen.
it still seems that's where I'm at too. Like I want to learn it to use where I'm already planning to buy, and I just need that extra confidence before I get in there to see that, you know, big orders are coming through, buyers are stepping in like that. But it still seems super abstract to me because I watch the level 2 a lot, especially when I'm in a position. I'll sit and just stare at the level 2 on the tape, and I feel like I'm seeing something, and then a second later it's just like gone, and in the opposite direction than I was expecting too. So it still seems super abstract, and at this point definitely I'm not basing really any decisions at all on it because I don't know enough about it. But yeah, I don't know, man. I have enough respect for the people who use it to be like, all right, there's got to be something here. Like, you know, I've read the books and all of that, and so I know there's something there. I just can't see it yet, you know. So I'm willing to learn, but I've definitely not come to the point where I can make trading decisions based off of it yet. Yeah, they're like spoofing and hiding size, and it's just like it's a lot, man. And all the
I like
winning
to see
trades I've taken
spoofing.
till now were done without level 2.
Yeah. I like to see spoofing. I like to see spoofing on good catalysts at the bottom. When it's moving down and people are faking orders at the bottom, I'm buying. I'm
Hmm.
like, yep, y'all want to play around down here? Wait till that big money steps in and claps y'all up.
Yeah. Hmm. But you know, it's just so many pro traders that say you need it, you know, so
Hmm.
I can't just kick it to the side. But yeah,
But well, I know it's pro traders, but you have to look at the style. Are these hyper scalper pro traders? Are these because if you look at people that are doing longer holds, I mean, what kind of pro? Because yeah, they're hyper scalpers. If that is the type of trader that you want to be in on the 10 second. You want to be in trading second by second. You know, is that the type of strategy that is going to work for your mindset, for your whatever?
hmm.
Because just because they're a pro at what they do, they may be built different. They may be built ADHD clarified.
Hmm.
Their attention just be all over the place. Oh yeah, there's a one, there's a zero, there's 1,000 shares, 10,000 shares. I'm like, bro, I don't know. That's too much information. That's
Yeah,
information overload. Just show me the candle.
right. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely my comfort zone, volume and price action. Once it breaks, though, there's not a big so analysis paralysis. Yeah, bro. Facts. Like my support line and my trend line and my volume and candles, man. I feel like I can do everything I need to do with that. Yeah, honestly, man, I think I would have to move level 2 even further down the rung. Sitting here thinking about it as far as things that I need to tighten up. I would put level 2 pretty far down the rung.
He preaching. Here's the thing. Level two and all other indicators are assisters to your trading.
Yeah.
If you cannot come in without indicators and look at the chart and know, hey, that's a dip. Hey, that's a high. Hey, that's a low. Then you use the indicators as a tool to assist you in further analysis,
Yeah.
not be the analysis.
Right. Yeah.
I,
Go ahead, H.
I saw AJ drop in. You need level two. Oh boy. Oh boy.
What do we need it for, weekly? I'm with you, Eric. I feel like everything that happens on time and sales and gets printed onto the chart. So It's evidence collection, but that's yeah. I mean, but I feel like I can see all of that on the chart too. Like I can see the places to add, the places to buy, the places to sell. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to speak too much about it because I know it's most of it is just ignorance, and I just don't see what people see. I see what I see on the chart and the volume. That's the idea. That's the idea, Splinter. That's my only reason of wanting to learn it. Is because I think it could help with just just like that extra edge at the entry. But as far
Yeah,
as
that's all it is. That's
yeah,
all it is.
yeah. I get that. But like if I was to make a list of the things that's keeping me from being profitable.
Oh no, I wouldn't say like, oh, my lack of using level 2 is why this is happening.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried to trade clean chart? Like no indicators, maybe just just no indicators, just looking at the chart?
Yeah, I've spent a long time uh on my stream trading with nothing. No VWAP, no EMA, no nothing.
Were you in during those streams, were you drawing your trends, or how were you assisting yourself with the tools that you had?
I don't know what the heck I was doing back then, honestly. Thinking
'Cause a
about
lot
it
of
right now, because I don't think I was drawing my support and resistance lines even. So I don't know what the heck I was doing.
Yeah, because
No, I think it's
even
just the
now when
hard
I see you
hard
on
work.
stream drawing trends, your trends make sense, and you just have to kind of now. For me, I just go from the highest point to down and follow the trend.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have your trends inside of the highest point, so sometimes it's a little kind of weird, but like for the most part, you're visualizing what a downtrend is. You just don't do it regularly.
Yeah.
You need to do it before you enter. A lot of times you have a clean chart and just enter. I'm like, what, where you trade? What? How?
Yeah, that's been a big game changer. You coming in and pointing that out over and over the last couple weeks, and then even putting the one on the bottom side, like for the uptrend,
Yep.
that's helping me a lot with my stops, and the downtrend line is helping me be more patient for the entry, and that's been a game changer for me for sure.
So that whole setup is called a pennant. You're trying to figure out or visualize the down and the uptrend and look for the squeeze point. Where is the breakout going to happen? And it can be so good that it actually even shows you the time that it's going to break out. You
Yeah.
can see the overlap where that up and down trend could possibly be like the
Where that X is.
the exit.
Yeah.
You can see the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I used to use those all the time now when I was trading triangles. Like that's essentially what it is, right? You draw uptrend line, downtrend line, you find the point where they cross, and
Yeah.
then it's time to break out or break down.
Yep.
Legitimate, bro.
Absolute kindergarten trading, but it works.
That's really what needs to happen though. You just need to make it as simple as possible. So you got to do less analyzing, right? Like the analysis paralysis when you're trying to take a trade is a problem.
hmm And that's one thing about doing my pre-market analysis is it gives me time to rest from the analyzing because I go to work. Like I trade, I'll come in, I've done my analysis, the notes are on the chart, and I don't have to do it in an analysis. I'm coming in saying, let's trade. So I
Yeah.
look at the notes, this is why, boom, boom, boom. I don't have to do any research. I've already done it in pre-market and I'm ready to trade.
Hmm. Yeah, at this point, it's just needing more reps, needing to get the reps in of getting used to trading these lines and being patient, man. The patience is that's like the whole situation, man. Is just most of the time with my bad trades now is just being impatient and jumping the gun,
hmm
or I guess it's rare now that I don't see anything at all. I get some trades I go back in my journal and I can't even try to think about what I was thinking when I took the trade.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot less of those though, so that's cool.
And you know, a lot of times by the time we get to it, I like to see these stocks up and making these big moves because I know big traders are in them, like Ross and all these people. And I'm like, I know that they have chat rooms. And these people there are people following them that don't have zero idea of what they are doing.
Right.
Those are the people I want to take advantage of. I'm not worried about Ross. Let him get his, sell his 20,000 shares. But the people following him, that's the bag.
Yeah.
Those sheep right there. Mm-mm.
The noobs.
Yeah. Hey, like he says, you gotta pay your dues. And if you follow him, you gonna pay your dues, buddy, to me.
That's funny. Yeah. One thing I've been wanting to spend some time on is learning the short side a little more, just to kind of shift my mind to where I can see both sides of the equation. Because I know sometimes Ben will hop in and I'll take an entry and they'll be like, oh, that's a good short setup right there. And I'm like, dang. And sure enough, a couple minutes later, price is through the floor. And I just didn't even see it at all.
But that's literally the only reason you take those trades is because you don't have your trends drawn. If you had your trend, I've watched you like I draw my trends, and at the top of the trend, that's where you buy. And I'm like, that's about to go down. Like, yeah, you about to get crucified.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with Frank. It will be at the top of the trend. He's like, well, you know, blah blah, and then all of a sudden clap down. I'm like, man, you could have avoided that if you just drew trend lines. Just be the kindergartner that you always want to be.
Nah, he's intentionally buying the tops though. Like that's his sweet spot. He's waiting. Like
he waits till all the trades are done and he's buying.
He'll be waiting like, oh, there's the power. It looks strong. I'm gonna wait for this higher daybreak to buy though. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was at AZI. I literally sold him my shares on AZI, bro. It was crazy. Like I bought in at the bottom, and then the squeeze. I was so happy about the squeeze, and I'm selling, and he's buying, and I'm like, what are you doing? And it just went right through the floor, man. Yeah, he got destroyed on AZI this day. Now it's one and done. Pre-market analysis, simple important. Yeah, that's why.
Shot today.
All right.
Yep. Oh yes. Okay, so this chart that you got up right here, this LRHC chart.
Yeah.
So when I draw my trends, a lot of times I like to see trends inside of trends as confirmation. So I continue to draw down trends. So I start my downtrend like you did on that first one there that you got dropped down.
This one?
Right there. That you almost pointed at it. Yeah, that downtrend. Then I would draw the next one. The next one from the top of that trend, you see, go over to the right, to the upside where it moved back up to the trend.
Up here?
Yes, and that's where my next downtrend will start, from that trend inside and see how it respects that level. Yep, just like that. And I'll keep on updating my chart throughout the day with the down and the uptrends, looking for that pennant breakout.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I just keep doing that throughout the day, looking for those breakouts. And then what invalidates my trend is if it breaks the bigger trend. If it breaks up out of there, then it invalidates my previous downtrend. I'm like, all right, we got to look for a new pennant now.
Yeah, this is like a whole new world for me, man, and it's kind of trippy.
It's a lot simpler.
It's so simple, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot more simple.
Frank climbs up to Everest and drinks tomato sauce. Oh man, that was such an interesting situation over the last couple weeks. All the way to the small account challenge that lasted 3 days. Oh man.
He told me to get on Kinfo. He was like, yeah, get on Kinfo. And I started my small account when he started his, so mine is out there too.
Oh
I
yeah.
want to check that. Yeah.
I'm about to put a I'm gonna put a K info tab in the channel. I want to get a group made, but it keeps giving me an error every time I try to create it on K info. But I want to have it to where we all gotta or you know, whoever wants to participate has K info. Oh snap, we got a couple new Discord members today. OVE and Sneaky Peeky. Dang, boy. All right.
But you can clearly see from this image that you have those downtrends inside of the overarching downtrend.
Yeah.
And then you just literally find the uptrends in this, and it's the same thing. So for the uptrends, you find an uptrend off of a previous existing uptrend. And then if that uptrend breaks, then you know to stop out. And then if it comes back up and reclaims it, get back in. You just ride that uptrend. That's how I play UABS. I was getting in off the uptrend, selling. And every time, $100, it adds up.
Yeah, UABS was cool. Was that Thursday?
Yeah, I forgot what day it was. It was on the 2nd, January 2nd.
Oh, that was a minute ago.
That was on a Friday, which surprised me. But when I saw that catalyst at U.S. military, I was like, "Let's go, hoorah, baby!"
Yeah. Yeah, I got levels on this. Oh man, dang it! Man, that uptrend all day.
Yep. And so if you from the bottom of that, if you draw the uptrend there, this is the uptrend that I played, and I was looking for uptrends inside of that, and just playing off that all the way up. Pretty much every dip you see there, I was taking 3,000 shares.
Like this is a really nice chart.
Yep. Yep. And you can see how clear it is, those breakouts, those exit points off the main trend.
Yeah.
Clear as day.
Damn, bro.
What level 2? What level 2 is what I'm asking.
Yeah. Volume and price action, man.
And all you need volume and price action and a mindset of a kindergartner, and you are good to go. That's why a lot of people they be teaching their kids how to trade. I know. I think Hebrew was teaching his daughter how to trade, and I think that's the best time to start because they're simple minded. They don't overcomplicate it with level 2 and all these indicators. They learn just like in school. Just stay inside of the lines, guys. Just color inside of the lines. Look for the breakout outside of the lines. It's simple.
Don Black said, Ross said using price action and indicators are like driving looking out the back window while driving, and level 2 sync orders place is more like driving out the front window.
Well, I guess this way of trading is like being the whole traffic conductor. Instead of looking out the front and the back, you in the front, you say, all right, let's go, guys.
Yeah. Stanford, my entry points here. I actually took this trade. I believe I took an entry here at 103. which would have been off of this support level down here, and this was the higher low. So I got in above the close of this candle about 103, and I meant to sell here, but I was really waiting to get to this level, and I did end up selling up here. But I wouldn't want to enter here unless I was actually trading off of the trend line, which I don't have a setup for right now. I'm waiting. I want to take it off support, so I wouldn't probably get back into this one until this area right here, which is after my trading window. But yeah, this area and this area. But I mean, this is a nice wick, but where do you enter at, you know? Previous candles will tell you the price where the big seller is sitting. I think that the things that happen, like we can't predict where the next order is going to be, right? Like 1 second from now, you know, that stuff I can see needing the level 2 for that, because you see what's happening in the moment, like second to second. But if I'm like wanting to buy now and sell in 10 minutes, level 2 is not going to help me there. It might help me buy, but like to keep me in the, I don't know, to keep me in the chart for 10 minutes, or to try to to predict where the price is going to be 10 minutes from now based on level 2, you wouldn't do that.
The other thing about the big sellers and big buyers is catalyst kind of removes that. If you have a big seller on a good catalyst, he's an idiot. We want to see big sellers. Please, big sellers, step in. Please. You know what? Take the biggest size you can. Take 1 million shares on good catalyst. I'm going to be right there making sure that you meet the moon.
Right. This line, I remember drawing the uptrend line while I was trading. I don't think I drew it before. I don't think I had. I think actually I remember HH coming in after the stream, after I was in the position, asking me where my trend lines were at. But I entered here, and I'm waiting for a lower high to come in so I can draw the trend line. So at this point, there was really no place for me to put a line yet. But once we got this high, then I got a clear spot to put my line. But I got in the position down here, and I think I drew the lower trend line after this candle printed, and I was like, wow, look at that. You're with that guy who HH? Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the way we interact with the market is like a lot of it is based on who we are inside, you know. And it's so cool that there's so many different tools for everybody to find that thing that gives them their edge. You know, for a lot of people that's level 2 or tape or MACD or, you know, whatever. And I don't like none of that stuff, you know. I like volume and patterns on the chart, and I like now I'm really liking trend lines a lot, but support and resistance lines and the pattern and volume, like that's pretty much what I like more than anything. Like I like a clean chart with nothing on it. Every day I have an indicator on here. I think about taking it off, like, because I don't like how it makes me see trades that I'm not looking for. Oh yeah, I've definitely created my own system, I feel like. Uh, Man, the thing about creating your own system, I think everybody has to create their own system at some point. You know, you kind of start off the back of something that you like, and then you have to modify it to yourself. But you don't really know what a complete system is or what even a profitable approach is in the beginning. And you can feel like you're hammering on this thing and creating this thing, and it can just be like missing so many main concepts that you're just kind of spinning wheels. Like, I feel like I was spinning wheels so much, just constantly making changes, just constantly making changes. And I just didn't even realize it. It felt like I wasn't really changing that much, but I was constantly making changes. Like every day I would want to modify something on my rule set. So I never would have like a long data set, like a large data set in my journal of me trading one specific thing. It was just like constant trade. Like I feel like I'm constantly resetting my journal. Like even if I go look at December trades, it's like, well, I don't really trade like that anymore. So what's the point in even looking at the December trades? And then now even a week into January, and I'm wanting to take different, my entry is kind of changing again. So that it's like a thin line between tweaking and optimizing versus being in a rabbit hole, constantly making changes.
Hassan, one of the things that in Trader Sync you can add the different setups and mistakes and all of that. One of the things that I added was the trend, or was the downtrend identified, was the uptrend identified, and then, or did I have both? And so on my trading setups, if I have both in there, I'm just seeing so much success when I find both the downside and the uptrend, and being able to find that breakout. And I
Yeah.
just mark them, label them, and and I'm able to pull them up and see how many of these trades that are going the right way are do I have this information, and it's working out.
Yeah, that, and because I skip a lot of the steps a lot. I've been messing around with this checkbox or something just to get me to do those things. Like how often you come in and be like, "Where's your trend line?" And I ain't even. But that's a new thing that I'm trying to implement now. But it's always been stuff like that, just little steps that I'm not following through on, skipping things. That's why I had to stop trading pre-market, because I would just come in and sit down, and the first chart I pulled up, I would be like, ooh, 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 and I start trading it, haven't done any DD on it at all. Man, Trey said, yeah, bro, I thought about that recently too, man. And I just realized that is why. That's why we're still in the tumble cycle, because we've just never stuck with one thing to make it perfect.
Um, Another thing, that I noticed that a lot of traders kind of miss, some of those stocks that are like super choppy, you're like, man, why is this so choppy? Why are all the breakouts failing, or why are all the breakdowns failing? And there's a couple reasons. It could be just, indecisive catalyst. But another thing that I've been looking at is who's holding the stock, right?
Yeah.
So in Yahoo Finance, you can actually see who's holding the stock, whether it is institutions or it is insiders, insider trading. So if I go out there and I see that a stock is held 80% by institutions, I'm not expecting big breakouts, because institutions don't like volatility. They like to hold things in a range. And so people buying breakouts, they get torched on those types of moves. And they're like, why is it snapping back? Why did I just lose my ankle? It's because you didn't check who's holding the stock. If it's big money holding the stocks, they want them to be flat. They want them to stay in these ranges. Now, if it's insider heavy, 80%, that means it can be stupid volatile. That means a breakout or a pop out, kind of like I saw one that you were watching that just exploded. Like I forgot what the ticker was, but then I went and checked the holders. It was insiders that had the most holding,
Hmm.
and it had went through the roof, just exploded. I forgot which one you were watching, but yeah, yeah, just a little tidbit.
Yeah, yeah. Being a I get that, Don Black. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't seen it yet. I just haven't. I'll just leave it at that. I don't see it yet. I'm not saying it's not there. I just can't see it yet. I mean, I enjoy looking at level two once I'm in the trade and I'm looking at looking for levels to sell and things like that. But yeah, that's where I'm at, Bobby. I trade structure and trends, which I've been that way for a long time, and so it's kind of crazy. I've just now adopted trend lines, being a trend trader. Like crazy work, bro. Crazy work. But we here now. All right, let's see. Why do I not have a tag here? This was a nice trade. What do I even call this? So day one. Make a lot more sense on a higher time frame with all that chop going on.
That's why I was willing to hold UAVS a little bit longer through the chop because one, they're military stock, right? And so institutions had majority of the holdings, and so I'm willing to hold longer on good catalysts on those types and just hold through the chop. Because when they get going up, even if they don't go up that much, like it was $1 stock, I wasn't expecting the moon, but it was enough to take profit on 2,000, 3,000 shares for sure. You know,
Right.
you get 5, 10, 10 cents on 3,000 shares, you cool. Just sell and you good to go.
Yeah.
But those with insiders with like 90% or 70%, 60%, I do not hold when they're going down because they can go down so much and then pop right back up.
Yeah. But it's so many of these trades though. Like just putting the trend line on the bottom, I see a easy path to staying in the trade. Because
Hmm.
before I'm chasing the lows with my stock. So even the micro pullbacks, I'm wanting to move my stop up, even though the overall structure of the uptrend is still perfectly intact. I'll still
Yeah.
be, stopping myself, basically kicking myself out of really like higher time frame uptrends based
Yeah.
on a couple little, move arounds on the lower time frames. But that trend line, bro.
I think what skews your data is that you try to take the lows on things that have no catalyst or that don't make sense. So it's kind of like because you trade those other opportunities without catalysts, when it does work, if you don't go and look and see if this thing had catalyst, you don't know if that should be the variable you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like you don't do any of that research and you just trade and then it works. Like let's say if UABS worked and I never told you that it had a catalyst or anything, you'd be like, man, that thing worked. Let me try it on the next one. Try it on the next one. It's made because you didn't know that catalyst was in place.
Hmm.
That was your protection.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got a big hole in my game in regards to that. Like I can't. I can't say what stocks are better for me
Uh,
statistically than, like, is this float better than this float for me, or, catalyst versus, or is this type of catalyst better for me than this type of catalyst, or, I haven't gotten it professional like that yet.
Brian was asking, where do you find that information on Yahoo Finance? Can you pull up Yahoo Finance so I can show him?
I got you.
All right, so you go. I mean, you can look up any ticker.
Got
I guess
RLWD up now.
Okay, go to statistics. On the left side of your screen,
Yeah.
statistics under community, it's like yeah, right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, scroll down.
What are we looking for again?
All right, so you see held by insiders, held by institutions here. Look at that institutional holding. This is going to be a choppy trader. This is going to chop your knees and your ankles, and it's going to crucify you
Oh,
if you try to day trade it. See that held by institutions,
Yeah.
held by insiders? Yeah.
Huh.
That's a daily check for me on anything that I trade.
Really?
I need to know who's holding.
I didn't even know Yahoo had float data.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think I'm about to.
Another red flag that I see when I come over here is, let's say if you have data mismatch. So let's say if you have like the shares outstanding are let's say the shares outstanding are 26 million, but your float is, let's say, 100 million. Or you can't have a bigger float than your shares outstanding. That's a data mismatch. That's a red flag for me. If I see them reporting like that, I'm like, nope, I'm not trading that. I want to see your outstanding shares. Let's say if your outstanding shares is 26 million, but your float is 5 million. Cool, I'm cool with that. That fits. But data mismatches, nah, I don't do that. We dodge those. I'm picky now. I eat with a very, very small fork. Like,
I see. I felt like that super tough in the beginning weekly, that I didn't care anything about fundamentals or news or none of that. I just like, show me the chart and the volume. But there's definitely some things that are better than others.
I guess in the long haul, when you start getting the trend plays and all of that, when you look at bills being paid per month, let's say if you do take home 100, 200, let's say you're just starting off and you start making $50 a month, then you jump up to 100, then you jump up to 250, 500. Who cares about being excited about trade? Trading is supposed to be boring, right? And the most boring thing is to read and to really go in and rather than react to something breaking out, you predict. And so if you're taking home, let's say $500 to $1,000, who cares what other people are doing? You paying bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I'd rather do the research, be in front of it, and just, take the money home than be out here blowing the account trying to remake the wheel, if you will. You're always changing. You're always changing indicators. Always change. It's like, bro, just find something and just make small changes based on the data that you've collected. Don't be making these big changes if there's no proof to change, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like with Ross. He has thousands of trades and he has a proof of concept, and he makes little changes depending on the market he's in, but he's not just destroying his strategy. He sticks to that same thing. That's what you got to do, for your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a lot easier to stick to a strategy too when you got a nice track record behind you of raking in millions of dollars.
Yep.
Like my strategy's built on hopes and wishes right now, so it's easy for it to feel like it needs to be changed.
Stanford says, what's the difference between numbers found under statistics and those under holders? So the holding is just going to show you. So the holders is the individual companies that are holding the stock. But if you just look, if you want a quick view, you want to look at the insiders and the institutions, and you'll know, if the institutions are at like over 50%, I would say it's going to be a choppy mover. It's a lot, and it just depends on how many insiders are in it. But most of the times when there's a lot of institutions in there, insiders aren't going to be, too keen on it. They're not going to be too keen on it. But the holders are individual, like holding companies and investment groups, things like that. That I really am not too into. I don't really care about, like, I don't care if it's Vanguard or something like that. I just want to see, is there big money? Do they hold the majority of the tradable shares? If so, I need to be out the way. Because if they're gonna be knocking it down every time it tries to break out, or knocking it back up every time it trade, you can't short or go long on it. It's just a trap. It's gonna consolidate. And then what happens is they'll beat you up in the consolidation, and then at the end of the day it'll blow out, break out towards aftermarket when it won't face any halts, and that will aggravate you. I've had so many days where I lose, it'll stop me out in the consolidation, and then at the end of the day in aftermarket, it wants to go from $10 to $30.
Right.
And I'm crying.
Yeah. What do you mean holders, Stanford? I'm not
Holders. So I think your chair might be in front of, let me see. Holder. It's the holders of the company. I know what he's talking about. Go to
Oh, so it's a tab over here.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it was behind your chair at first. So that's going to show you the individual companies that hold, like right there, Vanguard, top holder. But I mean, that's good to know. But, the other thing just gets you to the point. It's a little bit easier. You don't have to look through all these companies. I don't care about the top holders. Now, if I'm going for my long-term account, my long-term portfolio, I care about who's holding in here. I want to see Vanguard. I want to see UBS. I want to see BlackRock. I want to be in with those people, because guess what? It's hard to destroy them. So I'm going to use them as a human body shield.
Yeah. All right, real quick. Let's go back to this float and outstanding conversation. The float that's how many shares there are?
No, that's the tradable shares in circulation, right?
That are not being held.
What the public can trade, that's the tradable shares right there.
Okay.
Shares outstanding is how many shares that the company has put out, whether it's to those initial investors, and then you have different share types too. You have different classes of shares, but that's another conversation. That really doesn't matter in day trading. The classes of share, I just want to see the shares outstanding and the float. Is the shares outstanding bigger than the float? Does it make sense? Because the float, you can't have more shares in circulation than that are outstanding that the company has actually put out. That's impossible. And so that's a data mismatch. I would say I wouldn't even trade that stock. But if you got a shares like this, where shares outstanding is 43 million and the float is 38 million, then you have to say, okay, well, how is a 38 million float going to act? And you don't know, but you can go down and look at the insiders and institutions holding. In this one, the percentage held by the insiders is 4% and institutions is 5%. So neither one of them have a heavy holding here. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like trade at your own risk, because you don't know who has the control here. But if it has good catalysts, that's where the catalyst can kind of come in counterbalance. If this company has cured cancer and it doesn't have many institutions or many insiders and it has a low float, that could be something that's going to go to $100. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of just got to gauge all of these variables.
Yeah, I didn't know Yahoo was this thorough, man.
Man, what?
I know.
So Brian says, does percentage of float held by insiders and institution make a big impact as well? There are some more detailed applications that you can use, but this is a free service, right? Yahoo is a free service. So as far as a free service giving out that information, Yahoo does the best that I've seen. There are some paid services out there that give you more detail of how much of a particular thing a company does. Now, it's also in the company's balance sheet as well, what they hold of a specific company. So if they're holding a stock, you can actually go to their balance sheet, but that's just too much, man. I do research, but that kind of it's too much. You got to go to the company, go down in their balance sheet, find that particular ticker. That's too much. I'm not lazy, but I am too lazy for that. We just want to know, hey, is it a low float? Is it a micro float? Micro floats are 10 million and under. 10 million in the float and under are micro floats. Those are the ones we usually see go to like from $5 to $20.
Yeah, I got FinViz. I got Notafloat, FinViz, and Yahoo that pops up when I press my hotkey. FinViz, really, I love this AI news thing that Trey turned me on to. I can just quickly see the daily chart and see the news when I pull up FinViz.
I usually use FinViz more for my long-term account because the scanner that it has is so dynamic. I mean, the screener, I guess you call it, but man, that screener, I love that screener in there.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things you can adjust on it.
TH23 Trader says, HH, you know about baby restriction for ATMS and shelves? Are you talking about BAM SEC, like going out to BAM SEC and checking the shelf registration dilution? Is that what you're referring to?
I'm pretty sure.
I use BAM SEC to do that. I don't know if you have that pulled up, Hassan. BAM SEC.
You said BAM S.
Yeah, BAM SEC. SEC. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, this is what I use to check like the shelf registration. So if a company has a shelf registration, I kind of want to know if they're still in the period where they can enact it. So there's two different types. You got automatic shelf registration, and then you got a regular shelf registration. And I believe if the time period is still the same for the regular one, it's a 2-year period that is active that they can do it. But an automatic, I think it's like 5 years that they can wait to do automatic. But yeah, like this one has a regular shelf registration, 2 regular shelf registrations from last year. And so they're still within their 2-year period where they can initiate that and drop. You know, when you're just trading something in the middle of the day and it drops like $5, yeah, that's when they do the shelf registration and they collect everything.
Trey said you reading.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, bro, I do this every morning.
Well, I mean,
every single morning before pre-market.
This is how you can see that you don't have that many trades per month because you literally are trading the best of the best.
Yep.
I just want to explain this quickly. So I'm sure HH knows about this too, but like, so when you see some of these black swan stocks that go insane, like the drugs from last year, a lot of times the stock will have what's called a baby restriction on their ATM or their shelf. So you're only allowed to dump so much within, like, I think it's a 12 or 18-month period before you're, as long as, like, depending on your float, this is why it's a lot, like, a big thing for low floats. Depending on your float, that determines how much you can dump per year. And so if a company has a shelf, that means, for example, if the price to exceed the shelf is $30, that's when you see these stocks go from like 2 to 30, and then a couple days later, you see the S1 offering.
Yep.
So a lot of the black swans are made because they have to reach such a high price to dump their shares.
Yep.
So that's a thing to watch out for. That's why I'm always like, I'm not like preaching anyone right now, but that's why like for me, knowing those things is
Preach.
how like there's so many nuances that go into dilution as well. But yeah, if you really have a grasp on what the company has to do to stay compliant, that's where you can catch the black swans. Like one of Roland's things was the reverse split, right? So I know Samurai, he likes reverse splits. That's where it all stems from. It's like, okay, we're gonna get delisted, so we do a split. Now we've done the split, we can regain compliance if we either have a certain market cap or we have a certain float value, or if there's like a shareholder thing. Like there's I think 3 different ways they have to stay compliant. And when you see an S1, when you see a shelf or an ATM, a lot of times it will say, well, I'm speaking from like dilution tracker, it will say no baby restriction or has a baby restriction. So if you see me like in the Discord, sometimes I'll say under baby, has no baby. That basically means there's no restriction or has a restriction. So like which one was it? PAVS from Friday. I remember Hassan was like, "Hey, bro, do you like the stock?" And I'm like, "No, it's Chinese, and they have an ATM with no baby restriction."
Mm.
And so that just screams dilution.
Yeah. Well, y'all know that TOS looks out for us so much that they block those anyway. So I just can't do anything with them anyway.
That's crazy they do that.
I'm glad they do, so I don't have to do the research. I'm like, oh, it's blocked, not trading there.
Brian mad about it. Brian about to switch brokers, man. Hold me back. So you're tracking that dilution. All the stocks that we trade. You always looking at the dilution.
Yeah, like part of my daily report card, excuse me, when I make my watch list, I'll write out all the variables like high risk, high cash need, low overhead, like what's the overhead? Okay, it's at this price. So I know kind of like what could happen.
Yeah.
If it's
Definitely doing more than
something.
me.
Well, I mean, dilution tracker makes it really simple. You just basically read a screen. I don't have to go like into the filings, but um, yeah, like that helps me a lot with my decision making. If I see a stock that has no news gapping up and they're dilutive and they have shares to dump, well, that's the reason why they're up, right? Like it's pretty common sense at that point, but doesn't mean they won't pump first. So it's just to be a little bit more cautious.
Do
And
you
that's
use
why
Tracker is there a free version of that?
there's a free version, but it's pretty basic from what I know.
So you pay
But
for it.
dilution tracker is really like
Okay, no
like
problem,
Roland
Brian.
told me about it, and it's basically you look at BAM SEC, but it saves you hours of reading.
Hmm. Okay,
And
so
so
I was using Benzinga, which consolidated like everything. It was like $200 a month. I used it for 6 months last year, and that's one of the things that was in it was like all these different trackers and whatever. But like it had a lot of that stuff, and I just found free ways to do it.
mhm.
Now I haven't been super hard up on the dilution tracker type deal, but I want to know if they have a shelf registration or what kind or when was a shelf registration put in, and if we're still in the initiation or in the period where they can actually enact it. But yeah, as far as deep diving into what you're talking about, that sounds like a paid service.
Yeah, so I mean, dilution tracker I think is like $50 a month Canadian, so it's not super expensive. Um, and it's just yeah, it just saves you a bunch of time. Like let me see here. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that. I'll post something in Discord right now, just kind of how it looks, and you can just see like what I look at every day. So I'll post PAVS, I guess. So yeah. So let's see. So I see something like this. So it tells me the float, the market cap, outstanding shares, institutional ownership, and then the risk. So it's a high risk dilution stock, high offering ability, high overhead, historically dilutive, and immediate need for cash. Chinese, all that stuff, da da da. And then when you kind of go here, so like this.
Okay.
So this tells you how many shares they have. So they have a 40.8 million share ATM. So they can, like 10x their float. But the most important thing is then if you go here, so when it says ATM limited by baby shelf no, that means this company can dump as many shares as they please at any time. No restrictions.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a big no.
And then you go here, so this is what they have as well. So again, this is PAVS, right? The company that Chinese company just did that split. So you go here. So they have 2 shelves untouched, both with no restriction. So basically, if they wanted to, they could just destroy the stock.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's what I look at every day.
Nice. So yeah, so basically you're getting a little bit more information than me. I have to kind of deep dive in BAM SEC to find this stuff, but
Yeah, you got to dig through filings. Yeah.
yeah.
Dang, this is clutch. This is dilution tracker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clutch.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. TH is an invaluable member of the pod, as are UHH.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, it's definitely stuff happening behind the scenes in these things that it would behoove us to be aware of.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hate when I come in and I'm watching different streamers and I see them do these big dumps and then I go and look at Bammy and they're like, oh yeah, they had a registration go in like last month or the month before and just the person that was trading it was just completely clueless about the shelf registration and then it drops so much. I'm like, oh my God. But it's the information is public and it's accessible for free, but it just takes so much work to put it together. Like a
Yeah.
tool that he just showed, consolidate just like Benzinga consolidates everything for a price. So, the research that I do in the morning is pretty much worth like $200 for free when they can get it in a second,
Right. Yeah.
and be right there ready to attack. But I'm okay with that. Do my research.
No, for sure. If you know like what to look for and like the keywords to use, you can get through the filings pretty quickly. It's just you got to know like what to look for.
But yeah, I'm about to jump out of here, man. I'm about to go and get some lunch. Good chopping it up with y'all. I didn't know I was supposed to be doing another stream with another trader, but I had jumped on here. I saw you. I'm gonna go see what they're talking about. But I'm gonna go get some lunch and see y'all on Monday.
All right,
Make
bro.
some money.
Appreciate you hanging out, man.
Yeah, I'm hop off too. Nice talking to y'all.
All right, bros. Holla. Holla. Is that it? Appreciate you, H. H. Hmm. You will never use Webull? I think Webull's pretty cool. Womp womp. Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. That's funny. I forgot Weebull is from China. Totally forgot that. Oh yeah, what's that, Weekly? Hmm. Feel like I should have a level right here at 450. It's a pretty big gap from here to here. Man, I actually want to take that, but I don't have a level here to substantiate it. Holding long and no indicators. Those are some bad trend lines. Are they? Talk to me, Brian. Damn, that's crazy, Don Black. There's no way. There's no way. Let this go too. The problem with selling in the sim is that it's everything is moving at 5x. So this was an entry 507 that went up to 537, and my risk was about 13 cents. So I would hope in real time I could get something off right there. My shorting, nah. No, I don't short at all. This was a buy, and this was a stop out. No, I do it manually. I like to I like to move my stop based on the price action. Like to use an arbitrary number that would bother me a bit. Line from the bottom of the first candle. You talking about from pre-market or the open? A car lane going top left. All right, yeah, because I'm lost, bro. What time is it? It's already past 11. Oh, this trade was a violation anyway after 11 o'clock. Violation. Um, oh, yeah, weekly. I don't know, man. I seen a guy named Frank using level 2, and he bought all the traps. It might be time for me to go, y'all. Hold on. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here, man. My wife called me like a couple hours ago, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna call you when I get off. And then I just realized it's quite a few hours later. So appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me on this oddball Saturday morning. And yeah, man, I'm gonna keep getting my work in over the weekend, and we'll be back Monday, man. Ready to get back at it. Yo, what up, Frank? How's it going, man? Yeah. This was awesome. Frank done stirred us back up now. All right, man. Y'all get into Discord, man. Discord links in the description. Hit that like button for me, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. And y'all have a good weekend. I'll catch y'all Monday. Peace.